Welcome into Sports Time. Bryant and Brett with you. Landon Schmidt producing. We're Sports Time. We're with you for the next 3 hours. A lot to get into over these next 3 hours. Another day where we've got wall-to-wall college basketball. So we're now right in the middle of Feast Week. We got to talk some NBA. Grizzlies in action last night. Talk some football, both college and the NFL. So a ton to get into this afternoon. But Brett, how are you this afternoon?
Brian, I'm doing well. We are 2 days from Thanksgiving, and we are 1 month from Christmas.
All right, I guess you're right. Yeah, I didn't even realize that. But yeah, here we are.
A little town of Bethlehem.
Yeah, no kidding.
By the King.
That's right, no kidding. I mean, it is that time of year, and it feels like it snuck up on me. But hey, here we are.
But all the stores have been decorated for Christmas since Halloween.
Well, and I'll tell you, I've been decorated for Christmas since about Halloween as well. So I have just hasn't really hit me that it's that close, I guess.
Not me yet. Everything's going up after I get home from the battle for the golden egg.
That's right.
Late Friday night. Saturday will be dedicated to football and Christmas decorations.
There you go. Well, it's almost that time. Only a couple more days until you'll be getting the boxes out and decorating for Christmas. So,
getting a lot closer.
Yeah.
No complaint here. Okay. Just my observation. It's almost too many good college games on. I can't keep up with them all. And I get a little confused when I go to the ESPN and to 2. Mm-hmm. Is it live or not? We need the live bug up a lot more on sports.
Yeah, I mean, it would be nice to have that up there, and so you just so you can be sure. But yeah, no, there's a lot of games going on, a lot of really good games, and it's going to continue throughout the night, and some really fun matchups. So we got a couple going on right now. We've got one coming up with St. John's and Baylor here in about 30 minutes or so. You got the big one, Tennessee and Houston, about 5 o'clock tonight over at the Players Era. Some more big-time matchups later in the evening as well. So, yeah, I mean, good hoops all over the place.
Tennessee, Houston, over and under listed at 133.5.
All right. It's good. I think that's a pretty good line.
I wouldn't bet a cent on it.
No.
But I think it will be a defensive battle.
Yeah. I mean, both those teams very defensive heavy, and yeah, I mean, I would not be surprised at all if we got a slugfest type of a game between those two.
It sure looks like it. They could be around at the end. This may be Rick Barnes' best team. Has he done enough to shake? I think he has. Second round Rick.
No, I think he absolutely has.
At Tennessee, he has.
I think so.
I think so.
I think so. Yeah. I mean, he just year in, year out has had some really, really good teams. And I mean, it's just, you look at some of those exits in the tournament. I mean, you were that close to really, having a really special season. Mm-hmm. And you're, again, talking about a single elimination tournament. Yeah. I mean, it's been some really good runs for him and could be, further runs for him. And just kind of got unlucky there a couple times. So yeah, I mean, I think he's done enough to shake that, and certainly a win today against Houston would get a lot of people talking about this Tennessee team and maybe those expectations for this season.
Kevin Sweeney will be with us tomorrow at 5. Had to check with him. He's very busy. We understand that, but he confirmed he will be with us tomorrow. And he was tweeting last night, and there's been a lot of empty seats out in Vegas. And Kevin tweeted, feels more like NBA Summer League than it does a rabid college tournament. Well, it's really hard for fans to, and basketball fans, they don't travel in mass, really even to the NCAA tournament like college football, just because of the number of seats. A lot of times now, the Final Four, you have a lot more, but in a lot of college fans this time of year, I don't think are traveling, because the traveling types, I think, are going to football. Mm-hmm. But it's been a lot of empty seats in Vegas.
Yeah, well, I mean, what do you expect with a tournament in Vegas? A lot of these teams, it's right. Long travel and just, not many people, I think, want to be in Vegas on Thanksgiving week, and these teams, they don't care. They're there for the try to get a paycheck.
It doesn't scream the Pilgrims in Vegas.
No, certainly not. So I really haven't been paying too much attention to the crowds. I did see that tweet and kind of made me go and try to find some pictures and see what the crowds have been looking like. But I mean, it's kind of what I expected when you throw a bunch of teams.
Great.
Oh, the play's been awesome, and look, it's been fun as a consumer to just kind of sit on the couch and watch all these games and see all the action. It's been a lot of really, really fun games, and even late last night. I mean, I think that last game UNLV in Maryland didn't wrap up till maybe a little bit after 1, a little before 1. I mean, it was a very late game, but it was a fun game. I mean, Maryland ended up running away with it.
I had wrapped up long before that.
Oh, well, hey, but you didn't stay up. See, Brett, that's why you're not getting a hug from Coach.
That's it, right
you're
there.
Not staying up to watch his team play in Vegas. I mean, do you really even deserve a hug at that point?
No, you don't. You don't. You deserve the Heisman stiff arm.
That's right. Yes, you the complete opposite of a hug. But no, the hoops have been really, really good, and we've got some really fun matchups. Later this evening, most of them obviously in Vegas at the Players Era. I mentioned that Houston and Tennessee game, got Auburn, Michigan later tonight as well. So some fun games. Ole Miss, they're in action tonight. That'll be a fun one late tonight, 8:30 on CBS Sports Network against Iowa. Wow, I did not realize it was the first time ever. Both these teams undefeated. Iowa, I think both these teams going to have a really good season. I have high hopes for this Iowa team this year, and we'll see what happens tonight, late tonight in San Diego. We'll have that broadcast starting with the pregame show at 8 o'clock right here on Sports 56. So if you want to listen to it, tune in right here. We'll have all the action. But add that to a list of really good games later tonight.
A lot of good games last night at FedEx Forum, Landon. You were there for the Grizzlies, and after the injury to Zach Edey, you could kind of feel what happened.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of, when you're playing a team with that type of player at the center position, when you lose your starting center, it's
Twin Towers for them.
That's right. Yeah, no, it really is. And I mean, they're a really good team. They've got some injuries of their own, that they got guys working back, some guys out right now. But most of the night I thought the Grizzlies did a nice job, keeping it close, end up losing by 10 points, but especially with Zach Edey out, I'm sure we'll talk about Jaren Jackson Jr. At some point, but I thought the Grizzlies did a nice job against this really good Denver team. And then you got the spectacle of Nikola Jokic with some of the shots he was making, some of the passes he was making. I mean, he's
what he can do.
He's an incredible player, and we kind of got all of it last night.
And Bryant, there are some very untidy items off the court for the NBA, including the ongoing federal case that involves a lot of players and a $5 million bond set for Chauncey Billups. Man, that's truly up there with somebody with organized crime.
Yeah, well, I was about to say, if you, look, everyone's innocent until proven guilty, but, it doesn't make me feel good about the case they have against them.
It sure doesn't, and I would think both with that, look, I don't know, and setting a March date, so you just got to stew in it for a long time. I think they think he knows a lot, and they're going to try to,
so.
If you want a plea bargain, you better start telling everything. Yeah. Now, away from that, and I want to be good and away from that to involve other things. For so long, I think it was legitimate. I know when I said it, I know I was being sincere, but it was very groupthink to nothing but bouquets at Adam Silver and his commissionership. I think that has ended because you look around the league and you have more than untidy. Now you got the story about the minority owners claiming that Matt Ishbia mismanaged the Suns. You know, Matt Ishbia played on Tom Izzo's national championship team.
I think I've heard that before, but I'll have to go back and check my records. I don't know.
You got the issue with Ballmer and the Clippers. Yep. The ongoing, well, again, untidy with the Mavs and the Adelson family that bought them from Cuban. There are a lot of things that are going on that I think we need to move on from just automatically saying how great Adam Silver is.
Yeah, I think, certainly when you look at the on-the-court product, when you look at kind of some of the things he's done with the actual, basketball-related things, I think he's been really, really good and has implemented some good things.
Saves.
Oh, man, the TV deal is phenomenal. But I think all of that's in one category, and then you kind of get to the off-the-court stuff, and man, like, look at all these owners. I mean, what is going on with a lot of these people that are that have their hands in these organizations and the stories that are coming out about them and what they might be doing behind the scenes with that money and with those teams. And yeah, I mean, it's not a good look at all. And it just feels like we continue to learn more and more because, I mean, I think a lot of people thought, okay, Ballmer, kind of isolated thing, kind of weird, but maybe you can get away from it and get around
more money
it.
than you can imagine.
Yeah, and you can just throw it on this company that is completely broke and bankrupt, and they just scammed everybody. But now you got other teams that are doing similar things with kind of the idea of mismanaging team money and doing some shady things behind the scenes with that money. So yeah, no, it's not a pretty look for the NBA right now, and you just hate that it's going on during the season and kind of drawing away some of that attention to the actual product on the court.
But the groupthink, the pack mentality of kind of everybody in sports media is to crown Adam Silver and all the platitudes for him. And it's no discussion. The best commissioner of sports, you may hate him. He may be detestable. It's Roger Goodell, the signature on the Duke. He delivers the most. He is the best. Is he the most likable? Probably not. But just all this groupthink fawning over Adam Silver, I think, is way overdone.
Yeah, no, I don't really get it. Like I said, I mean, I think he's done some good things for the NBA. But
Manfred really helped Silver in the he's so feckless, and nobody could pick. You could go out to baggage claim and nobody would know who Gary Bettman is.
Well, that's true. I would almost say
the next best commissioner in all of sports is Greg Sankey.
Yeah, well, that's true.
I guess Goodell Silver. I'll give to that.
Yeah,
and then Greg Sankey. Yeah, and then
I was about to say, Brad. I think you could almost throw Manfred in the same pile with NHL. I mean, I think. Oh,
I think people would know him.
I don't know.
I don't think they would be approving.
No, they don't think either. I don't think many people would know him either.
They don't know that Gary Bettman's not the bartender at the Delta Club.
Certainly not. But I mean, I'm just saying, like, if he walked into FedEx Forum last night, I really don't know how many people are stopping him and asking him about Major League Baseball.
That's probably true. Yeah, that's probably right.
I know baseball fans know who he is, and people who watch baseball, but like,
and those people,
exactly.
If they don't, they should revile him.
I think it's either you don't know who he is, or you hate him. Yeah, I mean, I think it's one of those two. I don't think there's a single person that has a positive thing to say about him. But yeah, no, I mean these stories that are coming out, I mean it's again, not good.
Untidy.
Oh, very very untidy, and
we've hit the max use on untidy.
Yeah. I was about to say I'm going to add that to our vocabulary and use that all day. But no, the Grizzlies, going back to them after those back-to-back wins. We talked about it yesterday. It was going to be tough against the Nuggets. This is a good Nuggets team. Now, can you turn around after this loss and go out there against some teams that are really struggling? Now, a lot of these games are going to be on the road. Can you go out in these games and pick up a couple wins and maybe get things back on track? You're 6-12. If you can look at the next 4 games and you're 8-14, then hey, maybe you're feeling good about yourself.
And how many times through the years do they often parallel each other? Aren't the Grizzlies and the Tigers kind of ending November a lot alike?
They really are.
Catch a little wave, get a little spark, and then see what happens in December.
Yeah, no, they really are. I mean, you talk about, if we could just start
something?
It really is. I was about to say, if we could start where the Grizzlies were the same day the college basketball season started and just kind of go, I mean, it's pretty similar. I mean, a lot of losses, but hey, maybe 1-2 of your last 3 for the Grizzlies, for the Tigers. You maybe showing some signs of life down in the Bahamas, even though you lost both those games. There are a lot of similarities between these two, and we'll see if both of them can start moving in a positive direction going into December and into the new year. But
tough loss in the American already today.
Hold on. I got nothing. FAU?
If you had East Carolina.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about that game.
Plus 32.5, you took a tough loss.
Was Matt Ishbia out there for Michigan State?
I don't know that he was out there or not. 89-56. Michigan State. I guarantee you, Brian, get ready for it. I think the Tigers play at East Carolina on the first Saturday in March.
Okay.
Come conference time. And by then, the Tigers will be catching a wave.
Sure.
We will have the predictable ones describing the Minji's.
Minji's Magic.
In the same tone of playing at Cameron.
Oh, man, Brad, it's just the hardest place to play ever.
It's just impossible.
Really is. Let's see. Yeah, no. Let's see what the side. Do you know how many that arena seats? 8,000.
50.
8,000 people. Well, probably 50 people sitting there, but it can sit.
And we will
8,
get breathless descriptions of just how tough it is to go there.
That's right. Yeah, that's you nailed it, Brett. That is Sunday, March 1st on the road against East Carolina. So you are all on.
Get ready.
Look, Brett, I believe it. I know that's what's going to come. But we got a lot to talk about. We'll talk a lot about the Tigers and the Grizzlies throughout today's show. But let me set it up before we get to top and not top story of the day. 3:30. Matt Infield from Action News 5. He'll join us. We'll talk Tiger football and Tiger basketball. A ton to get into as the Tiger football team getting ready for their final regular season game of the year Thursday night against Navy. The basketball team will get his thoughts on what he saw down in the Bahamas, the game tomorrow night against Southern Illinois, maybe seeing a turnaround from all of these losses over the next couple of weeks. Talk a lot of football and basketball with Matt Infield. 3:45, Brad Bellamy from Landers Ford. He's going to join us, give us some early Landers locks for the weekend. You know, Brad, he joins us on Fridays to give us his picks, but we will not be here on Friday because of the Egg Bowl, so he's nice enough to hop on with us earlier in the week. We'll get his Landers locks from him at 3:45. 4 o'clock, Brent Beard from First Coast News in Jacksonville. He'll join us, talk a lot of college football with Brent, talk a lot about the SEC, the ACC, rivalry week, Lane Kiffin, the coaching carousel. So much to get into with Brent Beard at 4 o'clock. 4:30, we'll stick with college football. Pat Smith, who usually joins us on Thursdays, obviously Thanksgiving this week. Pat, nice enough to join us this afternoon from Jocks in Birmingham to talk a lot of the same SEC, college football, coaching carousel, Lane Kiffin. We'll talk it all at 4:30 with Pat Smith. 4:45, big number of the day. 5 o'clock, Bo Marchant. He'll join us. We'll talk a ton of NFL with Bo. 5:30, we'll get to what's trending, and at 5:45, we'll wrap up today's show like we always do with Moe's and Humdinger's Crunch Time. Let me remind you, we're in our Family Leisure Studios where family and fun come together. The hot tub and swim spa clearance sales, they're going on right now at Family Leisure. Hot tub starting at $24.99. Swim spa starting at $14,999. And in-stock patio furniture now up to 50% off. Don't forget to get those hot tub covers. They're starting at $249. And the spa steps and cover lifts starting at just $99. Special financing is available. And if you mention this ad, receive a free gift with that hot tub purchase. So head out there to Family Leisure, 2120 Witten Road, just north of I-40.
We are Sportstime. We're with you live and local until 6 o'clock. We want you to be a part of our show by texting or calling 901-360-8255. That's our Sissy's Log Cabin text and talk line. All our guests will appear on the Sissy's Log Cabin guest line at 901-360-8255. Landon Schmidt's our producer. He's Brian. I'm Brett. And we are always from our Family Leisure Studios. In this hour brought to you every day by the great people at Lexus of Memphis at 2600 Ridgeway. And online at lexusofmemphis.com. Great offers on all the 25s and 26 models and always special leasing options. Drive in luxury and confidence knowing that every new Lexus comes with complimentary first and second maintenance services. Call them at 901-334-9673, but they want you to stop by. The only Lexus dealership in town at 2600 Ridgeway, and that's where you can put yourself in the driver's seat of the all-new 2026 flagship LS500. You'll be driving in style. When you purchase a Lexus, you get top-of-the-line engineering and design, and that makes for the safe luxury driving experience. Online at lexusofmemphis.com. Experience amazing at Lexus of Memphis.
Top story of the day.
Well, my top story of the day, it's got to be the Grizzlies and that loss last night against the Denver Nuggets. After back-to-back wins over Sacramento and on the road against Dallas, Grizzlies take a 10-point loss last night. Now, there were a lot of questions going into that game after there were a couple injuries in that game against Dallas, but Jock Landale, who left that game, he returned came off the bench. Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, he was back as well. And Jock Landale had a pretty good game. 26 points for him. He's 3 for 6 from deep, had 10 rebounds, so a double-double for him. And they really needed him because very early in the game, Zach Edey left with a head injury. Now, DeMichael Cole has tweeted out a picture of him at practice today, going through, putting up some shots. So it looks like he is okay after that. And really, it was kind of a weird situation. Watching the broadcast last night, they didn't even know what happened to him. They just kind of noticed that he wasn't in there. They got word that he was out and wouldn't return. And I think the next quarter or so, they had a replay, and they didn't say this is what happened, this was the injury. They said this is the only thing that the video department could find that would even fathom a head injury. It happens, and so he was out, but looks like, hopefully, he will be good. Like I mentioned, Michael Cole reporting that he was out.
And we
at
don't
practice.
play with that anymore, and we shouldn't.
No, definitely not. Definitely not. I mean, look, if there's some sort of head injury, I am absolutely in favor of taking him out and don't put him back in there.
Those elbows are sharp in that league.
They're sharp and they're hard, and they will find a way to get you. But on the court, I thought there were some really good things in this game last night for the Grizzlies. I mentioned Jock Landale and what he brought off the bench in 31 minutes that they really needed from him. You had Jalen Wells with 22 points and looked good. But the bad, Jaren Jackson Jr., he did finish with 16 points, but a minus 27 last night. 1 for 8 from 3. Just a lot of mistakes in there. 3 turnovers for Jaren Jackson Jr., especially down the stretch in that fourth quarter. You saw some missed shots. You saw some turnovers. Not a great game for Jaren. Ultimately led to that 10-point loss. And we'll see now what the Grizzlies can do if they can turn it around with some winnable games coming up on the schedule now. They are on the road at New Orleans, at the Clippers, at Sacramento. Those are 3 very winnable games for this Grizzlies team.
My top story, with all the talk about Lane Kiffin, whether he's leaving or staying, look at what is in front of for Ole Miss. An Ole Miss win, and a Texas win over Texas A&M, and a home Auburn win on the Plains over Bama. Ole Miss is in its first SEC championship game. First time to ever go to Atlanta and be playing for its first SEC championship in 62 years. An Ole Miss win and a Michigan upset over Ohio State. They're playing at the Big House. And with some other things happening in college football, I think you're talking about Ole Miss at worst a 4 seed. All this stuff about Ole Miss at 11-1, even if Lane Kiffin left, and they would be left out of the playoffs or not hosting a home game. That's pure rot. Consider the source from a lot of them. They would love for that to happen. And later we're going to go over the ESPN predictor. Ole Miss right now at 78%. I'm sorry, 82% to be in the playoffs. Four spots ahead of OU. We're going to compare some of these numbers later.
All right, let's do it.
Not top story of the day.
Well, my not top story of the day, it is the coaching carousel. And really, Brett, it feels like there's a coaching carousel going on, and then there's the Lane Kiffin carousel that's going on. It does not feel like, I was about to say, it doesn't feel like those are all in the same ballpark. But looking at some of these other things, On3 reporting a lot of things right now. They just reported a couple minutes ago that Oklahoma State is focusing on hiring North Texas head coach Eric Morris, so maybe Oklahoma State goes out there.
That's a good spot.
I think that'd be a great spot for him. And Oklahoma State, I mean, they kind of had the firing pretty early.
It counts neck of the woods, doesn't it?
Oh, yeah, I think it definitely does.
I don't know exactly Denton to Stillwater mileage.
But I'd say it's pretty close. I mean, it's all in that. I mean, if you did like a column, it's somewhere in there with each other. But, I mean, Oklahoma State's kind of been that program that's been flying under the radar in terms of the coaching carousel. They also reported a couple hours ago that Eric Morris, and we'll see what happens with Eric Morris, Kane Womack, Ryan Silverfield, and Alex Golish are in the mix for the Arkansas job, according to Pete Nako. So it feels like this is starting to really heat up with that coaching carousel.
Yeah, I've heard some shots at the schedule North Texas played this year. Let me tell you what they did that others had a tough time doing. They won at UAB.
Very good point. Brett, I was just about to pull up their schedule and see who are some of these bad teams they've beaten. They
put it on Washington State.
They did.
A team that Ole Miss barely could shake off.
Yeah, no, that's a really good point. 59-10 that final score. That offense.
Ole Miss won 24-21 over Washington State.
That's right. I mean, look, if you haven't watched this North Texas team, their offense has been awesome all season long.
I'd be careful picking at North Texas. They won it.
That's right. 53-24 against UAB.
My not top story. Here comes the legitimate late surge for a running back to maybe win the Heisman Trophy. The last one was Derrick Henry. Before that was Mark Ingram. I think the one before that was Reggie Bush. I think that's all the running backs in the 21st century to win the Heisman Trophy. And I know he didn't play running back, and he still hadn't won a Heisman Trophy at Texas. Vince Young, still waiting for the caller to call and apologize to me. Have we heard back from him, Landon? I don't think we ever have.
I don't think we have. No,
we haven't.
No,
I'm not really waiting. No. But Johnny Laettner was the only Heisman Trophy winning running back in Notre Dame history. And Notre Dame's won. They've won 8 Heisman trophies. The next time they win a Heisman Trophy, they will. I think that might be then they will move into a tie with Southern Cal for the most. Jeremiah Love, he should be on a lot of ballots and played high school football in St. Louis at Christian Brothers College High School in St. Louis, the alma mater of the great Mike Shannon.
How about that? Wow. Yeah, no, I'm with you. I think Jeremiah Love should definitely be getting some love from the Heisman voters. How about this, Brett? North Texas, in their last 5 games, 55 points, 54 points, 31 against Navy, understandable with that triple option, 53 points against UAB, and 56 points against Rice. I don't really care who you're playing against. That's
right.
Putting up 50-plus points in all those games is not easy, no matter who you play. But that'll do it for top and not top story of the day. Let's go ahead and get to our first break. And when we return, we're talking some Tiger football and Tiger basketball. Matt Infield from Action News 5. He joins us next.
Add a little fun to your lunch break. Join Johnny Radio for Sports 56 Happy Hour from 11 to 1 every weekday on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
Moving is stressful, but Black Tie Moving can take the worry out of the process. Whether you're moving across town or across country, moving your home or your office, your personal moving concierge from Black Tie Moving will work with you to design a plan that perfectly fits your budget and needs. And they're available 24/7 to answer any questions you have. Give Black Tie Moving a call at 901-316-6196 or go to blacktiemoving.com/Memphis to get your personal, no obligation quote from the moving experts at Black Tie Moving.
I know that hiring can be challenging. You need someone to match your role perfectly. Well, now you can meet them fast on ZipRecruiter.
Build your team, build it sooner. Meet your match on ZipRecruiter.
Just head to ZipRecruiter.com/free right now to try it for free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Meet your match on ZipRecruiter. Try it free.
I'm Gary York. I'm the service director at Lexus of Memphis. Our service department wants to be more than just a place where you get your oil changed. We do glass repair, windshield replacement, recalibration of your camera and sonar systems, even wheel repair, tire replacement, all the things you would expect from a luxury automotive dealer. Please check out our website. You can schedule your appointment, check out our specials, hours of operation, or if you'd like to do it in person, please reach out to one of our associates at 901-271-5199.
Hi, I'm Glenda Hastings, owner of Napa Cafe, and I'm inviting you over for dinner. Treat yourself tonight with a delightful dinner of scrumptious combinations, fresh salads, homemade soups, or maybe start with an appetizer, like our baked Dungeness crab dip with manchego cheese, lemon, garlic, and French baguette toast. Drift into one of our fresh seafood dishes, like the caramelized sea scallops with curry beurre blanc, black forbidden rice, and Thai mango salad, or our ancho honey glazed salmon with creamy black bean puree, avocado pico de gallo, and jalapeno crema. Maybe you're looking for something cozy and comforting, like our Duroc pork chop with apple brandy demi-glaze and blue cheese bacon mashed potatoes. We have something for everyone. Napa Cafe, open Wednesday through Saturday for dinner starting at 5 o'clock. For reservations, visit our website at napacafe.com. Come join us. I'd sure love to see you.
Congratulations to Napa Cafe, celebrating 27 years of great food and service for you. Napa Cafe.
If wedding bells are in your future, you need an unforgettable engagement ring from a jeweler you can trust. And that's been James Gaddis Jewelers for over 60 years. With a huge selection and the best prices, James Gaddis is a master jeweler and diamondologist. Beautiful jewelry from James Gaddis is always the right choice. Choose from rings to earrings, necklaces to bracelets, and gemstones to watches. Layaway and financing available. James Gaddis Jewelers, 4900 Poplar, online at GaddisJewelers.com and Instagram at Gaddis Jewelers. Say I do at James Gaddis Jewelers.
Sports 56 Traffic.
Good afternoon. A couple of accidents in their cleanup stages. Busy in a couple of spots. Already 40 east over here at Warford, Hollywood, headed over to White Station. 240 moving at the moment as you get on to 385 Billboard Parkway. It won't be long before that starts to crank up, headed on out towards the Collierville area. Hey, Weimer's Jewelry, your diamond engagement ring headquarters. Shop local this holiday season at Weimer's Jewelry out there on Highway 64. I'm Commander Chuck with your on-time traffic.
Now back to Sports Time on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. This hour is brought to you by Lexus of Memphis. Here are your hosts, Brett Stats Norsworthy and Bryant Dacus.
Welcome again, Sports Time. Bryant and Brett with you. We're about to talk with Matt Infield from Action News 5, but some news. We talked about Eric Morris in our previous segment. It looks like Ross Dellinger reported that Oklahoma State is expected to hire Eric Morris, and then Brett McMurphy reporting that the deal is signed between Oklahoma State and Eric Morris. Morris will remain with the Mean Green through the end of the season, including if they make the playoffs. So it sounds like good. Oklahoma State has their answer for the next head coach. But let's go ahead and talk some Tigers. Matt Infield from Action News 5 joins us now, talk Tiger football and Tiger basketball. Matt, let's start with the football side of things. One regular season game left for this Tiger team. We know they'll play a bowl game, but no conference championship game, no playoffs in the mix. One more game Thursday night against Navy, and the big question has been about Brendan Lewis. I know he spoke with the media earlier this week. It sounds like he'll be good to go Thursday night against Navy, but what did Brendan have to say earlier this week, and where are you at with him being able to go Thursday night with? Because, I mean, very clearly against East Carolina, he was limping all around that game.
Yeah, I think the general hope is that the bye, I don't know if he'll be back to 100% this year, but gets him somewhere closer to that. And at this point, I thought all along, if he is healthy, knowing this staff, he is going to play because they are very much of the mindset that they want to win every game possible the rest of the season. I know that the 10-win milestone, hitting that again for the third straight year, is something that is still on the table if they win this game and then win the bowl game. So I'm not surprised that Brendan, by all indications, is going to play. I do get the thought process of wanting to see Arrington Maiden or Antoine Hill, AJ Hill, excuse me. But just knowing this coaching staff, they're not going to take an overly forward view looking ahead to next year. And I get it, because I think that their thought process is they owe it to the locker room and the university and the fan base to try and win as many games as possible this year. And if Brendan is a good bit healthier than he was against East Carolina, then I think he definitely gives them the best chance to win on Thursday night. So it doesn't really surprise me at all.
Man, I always rely on you about this team because I tell you this on and off there, and I mean it sincerely. I mean as a friend, I think you are a deep thinker, and I think you know sports, and I think you know this team very well. So with that, with that compliment that I mean sincerely, with that, do you think it's easier or harder to play Navy early or late in the year? What's better to face Navy?
Appreciate the compliment. First and foremost, you know I have the utmost respect for you and the entire team over there as well. That is a very good question. There's part of me that thinks that there's an element where you want to play them later in the season just because you have more film on them. And then there's another part of me that thinks that, I mean, you're probably not going to face a team as physical as this the entire season. I know from watching them when they upset, in a way, my alma mater USF a couple weeks ago. They are probably the hardest team to tackle that I've seen in the American this year. They are going to lay the wood defensively, and when you are double-digit games into the season, I imagine that your body, all these guys, their body is probably hurting a little bit, and having to play a team that brings that level of physicality is probably tougher. That is also where having the bye before this game probably helps a little bit. So I think that there are probably elements to where you'd say you're glad you have more film on them, playing them later in the season, but also you know you are in for a dogfight that's probably going to leave you bruised and battered after 60 minutes as well. And
potentially, and I know this is a different cut of youngster. This this is our best and brightest at Air Force, Army, and Navy. We sure hope so, because we may need them for something that have a lot bigger stakes than winning or losing a football game. But if, and I use if, and I don't use it derogatory toward the middies, if they're ever a little bit looking ahead or checked out, this is the time for it, because we know Super Bowl's against Army.
That's true. I imagine, though, given they were close last year, they had a chance to put themselves in this conversation last year. It kind of faltered towards the end of the season. I imagine, and I have no sort of experience with any branch of the military personally, but I imagine there's probably some degree that one of the armed forces schools wants to have the bragging rights to say they were the first one to make the college football playoff. And I don't know if that is without a doubt in the cards if they win this game, because obviously they would have to win the conference championship game. And I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, I don't think the Army-Navy game will have any bearing on the rankings and who gets in and whatnot. But yeah, I do get that thought process, but I also think that having the bragging rights of saying we were the first armed forces school to make the college football playoff might keep them locked in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, I definitely think it certainly could. It's interesting, that question. I remember, and I can't remember if it was 2018 or maybe around 2022, but it was a year Memphis played Navy like the second or third game of the season, and the whole coaching staff was talking about they kind of liked it earlier because the entire summer and off season they were kind of implementing some of
dedicate
that
all this period
exactly. And you're playing. I think it was 2018. They played Mercer the first game of the season, and then Navy. And so, I mean, no offense to Mercer out there, but you feel pretty good about a win over Mercer. So you're getting ready for Navy. So I think there's pros and cons to early and late. Certainly.
They're a hard
It's
team.
also worth pointing out, as we saw starting last year, this is also not your grandpa's Navy. They actually throw the ball down, so that adds an extra element that you have to prepare for.
Yeah, no. It really
Why'd they have to go and learn how that you could throw the ball?
It's funny. Once they figured out that you could throw the ball forward, you become a lot more dangerous.
I mean, Roger Staubach's alma mater, 60 years later, figured out you could throw the ball.
Yeah. True.
When you look at this team, I know we still have the final regular season game against Navy, and then you've got the bowl game. But we like to go through kind of once a month throughout the season and grade a lot of teams. What grade would you give this Tiger football team?
With one to go.
Yeah.
I would give them like a C+, I think. And that is a grade that taking a pretty big hit compared to a month ago. But,
definitely.
Yeah, I mean, I think relative to the talent level on this team to be sitting here with your conference championship hopes officially over 2 weeks before the regular season ended, and in reality, they were all but dashed the first weekend of November or whatever it was with 3 weeks to go in the regular season.
Yeah.
I think it's underwhelming, and don't get me wrong. And I think East Carolina, for example, was better than expected, and Tulane we knew was going to be a tough opponent. But the fact of the matter is, they weren't ready for Tulane the first half of that game. They had an opportunity after they were thrown a lifeline against East Carolina to win that game and keep their hopes alive. And, of course, there's the UAB debacle, which was the biggest failure of them all. So, obviously they've had some good moments this year so far. They beat USF, coming back on Arkansas. All that was good and fun. But if you're talking about ultimate goals, I mean, they knew that the ultimate goal wasn't possible 2 to 3 weeks before the regular season ended. And for a team that has this much financial investment and just talent across the roster and expectations like we talked about to get to that point, I don't know that I can go much higher than that.
Matt, that's just very fair, and I think right on. Look, the big test had the biggest loss in school history at UAB, lost the biggest home game in school history against Tulane, and then you go out on the road and lose at East Carolina. And I look at the standings, and I see them in 6th place in the American. 6th place.
Yeah, which if you would have told anyone in that program that before the season, they would have said it's unacceptable. Now, granted, the standings will likely shift depending on this weekend, but, I mean, if they lose Thursday night, I don't know how much further they can slide, but, yeah, this season was not, for how special it looked like it could be for a while, it ended up being not up to the standard that anyone there wanted to be in. There's just no way around it.
No, definitely not. Talking to Matt Infield, he joins us every week from Action News 5, talk Tiger football and Tiger basketball. Down in the Bahamas over the weekend, unfortunately 0-2, but looked good against Purdue up until really the second half when Purdue kind of turned it on and ran away with that game. And then we know what happened the next night against Wake Forest. Really had that game. You make both free throws and then give them time to set up their offense. They knocked down the buzzer beater. What were your takeaways from the Tigers' trip to the Bahamas?
Yeah, it's good that they showed fight because the previous game, Sunday against UNLV, was embarrassing and unacceptable. And, there are two ways that things could have gone after that. They could have gone really sideways and everyone could have been really checked out. And they did go the opposite way. And they were in both games, should have won at least one of them. So at least that Petty has not lost the locker room and that guys who didn't bring it as far as energy and effort against UNLV did bring it in the Bahamas. The cold hard truth, though, is they lost both games there. They are now 1-4. They are going to have to do a lot of damage in non-conference the rest of the way if they want any path to the NCAA tournament other than getting the automatic bid through winning the conference tournament. And I said this in my 2 cent segment Sunday night. This team, compared to the last two that Penny has had, going back to 2023 when he really went all in on building teams through the portal, his team is just a little bit suspect right now. You've got guys like Zach Davis and Aaron Bradshaw who are supposed to be big-time transfer portal additions who haven't given you really anything so far. I think Doug McDaniel is a good player. I don't think Doug McDaniel is better than P.J. Haggerty or David Jones or Kendrick Davis. So I'm a little bit concerned about what this team's ceiling is and how they get there. Now, granted, as far as making the big dance, if they're the best team in the conference come March, that's all that matters. And that is very much still on the table, but I probably, and it's early in the season, this could change, but right now I have less confidence in this Tiger team compared to any of the four I have covered here so far.
Yeah, I think you hit it. I mean, I think you said kind of the cold hard truth about this team. Now, things can certainly change. But you're right, not a great start to the season. We'll see if they can turn it around tomorrow night. But as always, Matt, thanks so much for joining us. Happy Thanksgiving, and we'll talk to you again next Tuesday.
Hey, your boy Darian was 5 feet away from me. I was going to grab him real quick, but he ran away. So, happy Thanksgiving, guys. Appreciate you guys. Thankful for all the good times on the show this year, and they will continue next week.
That's right. Thanks, Matt.
You got it. Thank you, Matt. Matt Infield with us from Action News 5 every week, talking the Tigers all the way through. We hope March Madness. He was on our Sissy's Log Cabin guest line. Sissy's Log Cabin, the official jeweler of the hometown teams like the Grizzlies and the Tigers, official jeweler, and at FedEx Forum with the Floor Seat Lounge since 1970 with all the great locations across the Mid-South. They offer a selection of diamonds, estate jewelry, and fine gifts. 9,000 square foot store decorated perfectly for the holiday season. It looks like something you would see on Madison Avenue or Michigan Avenue or Turtle Creek in Dallas, and it's right there at Poplar and Perkins in Laurelwood. 9,000 square feet with expanded lines for Rolex, Cartier, diamonds, and more. Just the Rolex part of the store is jaw-dropping. All of it is. The Mid-South's largest selection of one-of-a-kind jewelry, engagement rings, wedding bands, necklaces and earrings, everything that says that special moment in your life and for your loved ones. Unsurpassed value, exceptional service, expansive selection, and an extraordinary shopping experience because life's too short for ordinary jewelry.
Well, let's get to another break. When we return, we usually get our Landers locks on Friday, but nice enough to join us a little bit early this week, Brad Bellamy from Landers Ford. He'll join us next.
You have opinions?
I think it's over.
Of course you do.
I don't think it's that simple.
Everyone does.
I got all the answers.
Hit us up on the Sissy's Log Cabin listener line at 360-8255.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have made it to the Burr months, and that means even more savings at Family Leisure. Why is this time of the year the best time of the year to shop at Family Leisure? Because Family Leisure has new stuff coming, so they need to make room. Need a cover for your hot tub? How convenient. Family Leisure has them starting at just $249. Need new spa steps or a cover lift? Family Leisure has those as well, starting at just $99. Let's say you don't have a hot tub or you want a new one. Pick yours right now, starting at $24.99. Get your laps in with a swim spa, and prices start at under $15,000. In-stock patio furniture, that's up to 50% off. Plus, if you need special financing, Family Leisure's got you covered. One final thing, Tell the folks at Family Leisure you heard this radio commercial. You get a free gift with a hot tub purchase. Family Leisure, Whitten Road at I-40, where family and fun come together.
It's the Kia Season of New Traditions sales event on now at Gossett Kia on the Pike. 2025 Kia K4 LXS. We Gossett $145 a month, $39.95 due at signing. How about 2025 Kia Sorento LX? We Gossett $172 a month, $49.95 due at signing. And 2026 Kia K5 LXS. We Gossett $192 a month, $39.95 due at signing, all 24-month lease. Plus, they're all equipped with Kia's 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain limited warranty. You just ask for Bobby J. He'll put you in a new Kia today. Hurry to Gossett Kia 1900 Covington Pike or online anytime at KiaCovingtonPike.com.
If you want it, we Gossett at Gossett Motor Cars.
All 20,000 per year, 25 cents excess mileage, 650 acquisition fee, K4 SE 182, 921, MSRP 24,850, Sorento SG 405, 858, MSRP 34,275, K5 TS 421, 572, MSRP 29,540, includes all rebates and incentives, PF 895, must finance through KFA, excludes tax title and license with approved credit, dealer stock only, see dealer for complete details, offer valid through 11/30/2025.
Step up your wings game at East Coast Wings and Grill. With over 60 wing flavors and 7 heat indexes, do you have what it takes to turn the heat on your wings up to insanity? East Coast Wings and Grill is family friendly with a large variety menu to satisfy the whole bunch. Sign up today for their loyalty program and taste the rewards. For every $1 you spend, you collect a point. Earn 100 points and receive a $5 reward. Next to Lowe's off Highway 64 in Bartlett, come try America's best wings at East Coast Wings and Grill.
I know that hiring can be challenging. You need someone to match your role perfectly. Well, now you can meet them fast on ZipRecruiter.
Build your team, build it sooner. Meet your match on ZipRecruiter.
Just head to ZipRecruiter.com/free right now to try it for free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Meet your match on ZipRecruiter. Try it free.
Now back to Sports Time on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. This hour is brought to you by Lexus of Memphis. Here are your hosts, Brett Stats Norsworthy and Bryant Dacus.
Welcome back into Sports Time. Bryant and Brett with you, and usually we talk about our Landers locks on Friday, but Brad Bellamy nice enough to join us a little bit early this week. So we'll be out on Friday, so we're going to get our Landers locks a little bit earlier. Brad, thanks so much for joining us. Before we get to these locks, how are things over at Landers Ford?
Man, things are great, Bryant. We got a lot of traffic right now. We got big Black Friday savings and big Black Friday deals. So as I talked about on Friday afternoon, anybody that buys a new or used car this week at Landers Ford, you don't have to wait till Friday. You can come in tonight. You can come in tomorrow. You get a free 65-inch TV to go along with that purchase of a new or used vehicle. It can be a $5,000 car or an $80,000 King Ranch F-150, but you're going to walk away with the new 65-inch TV. You get your Black Friday shopping, you get it done early.
That's
you
right.
get that TV, you ain't got to worry about going to Best Buy on Friday. We took care of that hassle for you, and that stacks with our great offers. 0 for 60 on F-150, on Explorer, on Escape, even on our commercial vehicles with Transit. So got some great deals that we're working with, guys, and really excited about all the traffic we're seeing right now out here at Landers Ford.
And Brad, you know, I like to talk about facts. It is a fact. You can buy a car and get a 65-inch TV at Landers Ford in Collierville. You go to Best Buy, all you can get is a TV. You cannot get a car.
No, you cannot.
That's right. I mean, the Geek Squad is not going to help you out with that. They might help you, but they're not going to be able to take care of your car. So, and then on the
you might get a new washer and dryer, but you're not getting a TV.
That's right. That's right. And then on the service end, guys, we got a $20 works rebate that Ford's offering. We're doubling that this week. So giving customers $20 in Ford Pass Rewards points to go along with that $20 rebate. And just really got a lot of traffic today. Big programs on tires right now. Buy a set of tires, $150 rebate from Ford. And we got a low tire price guarantee. So if you come out here and you got a better price somewhere else, we will beat that price. So come on out and see us. We're full of activity and got a lot of business going on this week, guys. We close out the month of November.
And Brad, with the Ford app, those Ford points, they really add up.
They absolutely add up. You know, when you buy a car, you get $155 worth of points if you get a new vehicle, and then every time you come and use our service department, you get 5% back. So those points add up quick. Every $100, an extra $5 you got. So come on out and see us. We'll have different sports on throughout the week between college basketball and NBA, and then obviously our college football and NFL games. I mean, we even have a game on Black Friday. So a lot of things going on this week, guys, and really, really excited about our slate this week, man. It's rivalry week.
That's right. There's a lot of good games. Brad, I know last week you wanted to switch it up a little bit, kind of get that mojo working in a different direction. So where do you want to start? You want to start with college, or you want to start with the NFL again?
I mean, the mojo was pretty good last week. I mean, we're 2-3 with our NFL touchdown pick. I don't know what it is, but it's like the third guy every time that we're close, they get hurt.
Yeah.
So T. Higgins was on a drive, caught the pass, and then out he went. So we didn't hit the trifecta last week, but we did hit, and Pittman hit early, and Monogany hit it late, and so guys, I'm gonna go a little turkey day. Jahmyr Gibbs guys, he's on fire right now.
Yeah.
If you have him on your fantasy team, I think that was like a top 3 all-time fantasy performance.
Yeah, or if you played against him, it was one of the worst weeks of your life, Brad. That's what happened to me, at least.
Yeah, I feel your pain. So I'm going to go 2 touchdowns, Jahmyr Gibbs on Thanksgiving. National TV audience, early in the day. They struggled a little bit against the Packers early in the season. But, man, he's been playing some great ball, and Dan Campbell keeps feeding him the rock. So, last year at this time, him and Montgomery were splitting their touchdowns. But David Montgomery's just not getting the opportunities as much. And Gibbs makes things happen from 3 yards away or 46 yards away or 60-plus, as we saw in overtime against the Giants. So I'm going to take Gibbs plus 300 at 2 touchdowns. Lamar Jackson getting to play on Thanksgiving night has not had the touchdowns we've seen out of him over the last few years. He's getting over plus 200. I'm going to take Lamar Jackson, and then we're going to go back to Kyle Monogany. So plus 225. No respect for those touchdowns, guys, but that weather is going to be probably a little bit sketchy. So I'm going to take him. Those are my 3 NFL prop touchdown locks of the week.
I like him. I love those. That Gibbs 2 touchdowns. I mean, Lions on Thanksgiving Day. I could see him really getting after it, especially after that performance last week. All right, Brad, what do you like on the college side of things?
Do you guys know how to spell distraction?
I struggle with it every now and then. I'll be honest, Brad.
It's more than 1 syllable, so it gives me trouble, Brad.
It's Kiffin.
Okay, that's a good one.
So I am going to take Mississippi State plus 7.5 at home against Ole Miss at the Egg Bowl. It doesn't make any sense to me why Lane Kiffin is waiting to make the announcement unless he's trying to throw shade at a whole bunch of other programs and trying to keep them off their game and push back their own recruiting. Which, I mean, you can't put that past Kiffin to do something like that. However, it's got to be a huge distraction for those players, this team. I mean, they're trying to get up for it. Big rivalry game. Obviously, Mississippi State needs this to make a bowl. They got a healthy quarterback, which they didn't have last year. They're 5-1 at home against the spread. Of course, Georgia was their big loss. But, hey, we'll put that past rivalry game. Keep it within 1 score. They may not win, but they're going to cover. So give me Mississippi State plus 7.5. Last week, as we talked about, but completely befuddled at the line of the ECU UTSA game. Obviously, UTSA got that done. It was over in the first quarter. They're a 7.5-point favorite this week at home against Army. Until they lose, guys, I'm going to keep going UTSA. They've been good against the spread at home this year, too. So give me the Roadrunners in San Antonio. Another team that's been really, really good against the spread on the road this year is UNLV. They're at Nevada on Saturday night, one of the later games on the slate this weekend, minus 7.5, 4-1 against the spread on the road. Nevada's only got 1 win at home against the spread, so give me the running rep.
I like it.
And then I'm going to go a little contrarian this week. Texas Tech has only lost 1 or 2 games against the spread, depending on which line you got stuck with in that Kent State game. They're on the road against West Virginia. It's going to be cold, not great weather, 32 degrees. We're not in Lubbock. Plus 24.5 West Virginia. Give me the Mountaineers at home to close out the year. They've been good against the spread over the last few weeks, 4 in a row, 4-1 at home against the spread. They covered against teams like TCU when they got an early lead. So that's a lot of points for a home dog. So give me West Virginia. And, guys, those are my Landers locks of the week.
We love them just for funsies. This won't go on your pick. You got to give us Iron Bowl because I know you love that game like I do.
I mean, Auburn's not good. They're not good. And Alabama, they have to win that game. So, I mean, my heart tells me Alabama, but, you know, the last few years, Alabama has been a much superior team in the Iron Bowl, especially at Auburn, and they've struggled. I mean, that Milroe miracle probably goes down as one of the greatest plays in the history, at least on the Alabama side. But I'm still going to take the Tide. I can't go against them. Auburn is just not a very good football team. They destroyed Mercer last week, so that maybe they're thinking they're a lot better than they are. But it is the Iron Bowl, guys, so, you know, anything can happen. I mean, it's just like the Ohio State-Michigan game. I think George Bush was president the last time Ohio State beat Michigan.
That's right.
So, you know, I wanted to pick Ohio State this week -10, but, you know, I mean, history just keeps telling you that Ryan Day, for whatever reason, that rivalry's always got one coach that can't beat the other. And right now it's Ryan Day not being able to beat Michigan. But I do think Ohio State is a much superior team to Michigan this year, and I do think they'll cover, but you know, history tells you something different.
Yeah, no, it definitely does. Brad, before we let you go, quickly tell us one more time about some of those deals y'all have got over at Landers Ford.
Man, we got TVs to go, guys, 65-inch ones, any deal, new or used. We want to make it happen as we close out the month of November, guys. So come check us out. We're open tomorrow. We're open tonight. Of course, closed on Thanksgiving for our team to be able to get their feast of both football and food. And then we'll be here bell to bell Friday and Saturday to close out the month of November. So come check us out. 0 for 60 on multiple vehicle lines, and then huge deals, big rebates on Bronco Sport, and obviously a lot of used cars, over 100 used in inventory, 40 of them certified. So come check us out at the corner of Houston, Levy, and Poplar in Collierville.
I love it, Brad. Have a happy Thanksgiving. And I'm going to do it this time. I'm going to take, even though Brett's here, I'm going to take it. If it doesn't say Landers,
you paid too much.
That's right.
Very good.
Fired
Way
up,
to
Brad.
go.
Thanks, Brad.
Let's go.
Brad.
Thank you, Brad.
Brad Bellamy joining us from Landers Ford, and fired up early in the week on a Tuesday. Always fun having
What
one.
a deal this
giving
weekend
us,
out there.
Man. Yeah,
Right now out there.
How about this, Brad? I was thinking about this when we were talking to him. I know we got to get to a break, so I'm going to make this fast. Go out there tonight, tomorrow, get that new car, get that used car, get that TV. Take it out with you when you go tailgating for the Tigers and Navy game. Take that 65-inch out there, tailgate with it. Why not? Before you get it installed or anything like that. I mean, that sounds like a perfect tailgate time.
Get your car and be watching all the games on that TV the rest of the weekend.
That's exactly right. I mean, you got it all taken care of if you go out there and get that deal from Landers Ford. But we need to wrap up this first hour and get to a break. When we return, we're talking college football. Brent Beard from First Coast News in Jacksonville, he joins us next.
You know, sometimes I wish I had a gun.
Well, I'm armed, but before I bought one, I still went to Top Gun Academy to learn to protect myself without a gun.
How is that possible?
Top Gun's personal protection training. It's perfect if you want to protect yourself without firearms.
I don't know.
And it's perfect if you feel the need to carry a gun for self-defense, because the last thing you really want to do is shoot.
That is scary.
Not at Top Gun. It's very comfortable, and you learn to load, handle, and shoot a handgun safely. Protect yourself. Go to Top Gun Academy. They're at 2770 Witten Road.
At Choate's Air Conditioning, Heating, Plumbing, and Electrical, we've proudly served families across the Mid-South since 1958. Still family owned and operated, we're built on tradition, trust, and old-fashioned service you can count on. And now to celebrate 68 years of service, we're offering heating tune-up for just $68. Keep your home safe, efficient, and ready for the cold months ahead. Looking to upgrade? Right now, get up to $2,000 in instant carrier cool cash rebates, plus 60 months no interest financing on select carrier systems. That means comfort and savings today and peace of mind for years to come. But that's not all. Upgrade today and take advantage of $500 off a tankless water heater or a whole home generator installation. Even more ways to protect your home and your family. Don't wait. These special offers won't last. Call 347-8086 or visit ChoatesHVAC.com today and turn to the experts with Choates and let our family serve your family.
If a Lenovo computer for your business is on your holiday list, don't shop around. Just go directly to the source, Lenovo.com. You'll find exclusive deals on the PCs you want for your business, like the ThinkPad X9 14 Aura Edition and Yoga 7i 2-in-1. So avoid all that shopping chaos and price comparing, and just go directly to the source, Lenovo.com, where PCs are up to 50% off. That's Lenovo.com.
Lenovo. Tito's Handmade Vodka is America's favorite vodka for a reason. From the first legal distillery in Texas, Tito's is 6 times distilled till it's just right and naturally gluten-free, making it a high-quality spirit that mixes with just about everything. From the smoothest martinis to the best Bloody Marys, beyond the bottle, Tito's has gained a reputation for giving back, teaming up with nonprofits around the world to serve its communities and do good for dogs. Make your next cocktail with Tito's and learn more at Tito'sVodka.com. 40% alcohol by volume, namely 80 proof, crafted to be savored responsibly.
I know that hiring can be challenging. You need someone to match your role perfectly. Well, now you can meet them fast on ZipRecruiter.
Build your team, build it sooner. Meet your match on ZipRecruiter.
Just head to ZipRecruiter.com/free right now to try it for free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Meet your match on ZipRecruiter. Try it free.
Sports 56 traffic.
Good afternoon. More volume building out of Midtown just in the last few minutes. 240 south at South Parkway going outbound on Sam Cooper, starting to pick up right on schedule over here around Perkins. 240 getting on the 385 Bill Morris Parkway. That's only going to get heavier probably next 15-20 minutes. Hey, give the gift of clean this holiday season. Save 40% off right now. Zips Car Wash gift cards and wash books, perfect for stocking stuffers. That's zipscarwash.com. I'm Commander Chuck with your on-time traffic.
We are Sports 56, WHBQ Memphis, and W253DF Memphis with John Harden, weekdays from 11 to 1. Now back to Sports Time on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. This hour brought to you by Landers Ford in Collierville. Here once again are Brett Norsworthy and Bryant Dacus.
We're back into Sports Time. Bryant and Brett with you. We're about to talk college football. Brett, did you know we have live college football on right now?
I do know that, and I know that UMass is going for the imperfect season.
Yeah, they are going for the big 0-12.
The imperfect 0-12.
So far, they're off to a good or bad start, whichever way you want to look at that.
0 up, 12 down for the Minutemen.
Yeah, not a great start if you were hoping for that one win. A great start if you were hoping for that 0-12 season. They're down 14-0.
Over, under on crowd. 800?
Yeah, I would say not. I haven't seen a crowd shot yet, but I would
There's
say not many people are at this one. A 3:30 start on a Tuesday afternoon for some action. I mean, I love it. I give it to me.
I kind of like it, and I not every single weekend, but I think in the future, maybe way past old Brett, but I think in the future you're going to see a 3 o'clock and a 7 o'clock on occasion SEC weekend.
Oh. Wow. Oh, I would not mind that
on a Friday afternoon.
Yeah.
3 and a 7 on a Friday afternoon, 3 or 4 weekends a year.
Hey, I would not mind that in the slightest. More football is good football, you could say. But let's talk some football, and we do it at this time every single week with Brent Beard.
College football talk every Tuesday with Brent Beard, Heisman voter, and on Twitter X at Brent Beard. SEC, ACC, AAC. We talk it all with Brent. Here's Brent Beard with Bryant and Brett.
Brent Beard joins us now to talk some college football. He joins us every Tuesday from First Coast News down in Jacksonville. Brent, thanks so much for joining us. A lot to talk about, but it's hard to look at anything, watch anything college football related and not hear the name Lane Kiffin. I know you are down there close to Gator Country. You always tell us about speaking at the Touchdown Club events for the Gator Club. What are they feeling? What's kind of the feeling down in that area from Florida fans? Because I feel like there are some Florida fans that say we don't have a chance. There's some Florida fans that say it's already locked up. We've got them. And then there's some that are like, I don't know what's going to happen. Where do some of those people around you sit with Lane Kiffin?
Guys, I'm not sure Lane even knows right now. I mean, I think he probably will by Friday and Saturday, and Brett can give us I think more of a clue to that than anybody. But it's fascinating. It's a talk of what's going on. I don't. Now, Brett, there are things Brett and I remember just because of our frame of reference. But I don't remember a time, or maybe I'm just forgetting, but I don't remember a time where the season itself, as exciting as it is and will be, has almost, I won't say totally, but has somewhat been overshadowed by the coaching situation with this many coaches being let go and looking for jobs this early in the season. Now, Brent, if I'm wrong about that, tell me. But that is what I'm sensing right now. Now look, we love the season, and the season won't, certainly when we get in the playoffs, we'll take home the enormity that it is. But I don't remember in a while where what's going on off the field with the coaches, I won't say dominated the talk, but it's had a lot more talk than we thought it would.
Brent, I think your assessment's right on. I think it is well put by you. And for a lot of people, I have had Ole Miss friends express to me, and I've felt this some myself this year. Yeah, game day, magical. 10 wins, great season, the offensive flair, even the improvement of the defense as years gone along. The new names like Trinidad Chambliss, even the kicker, Lucas Carnero, others, the Kwan Lacey transferring in. It's been fun. But they're all, and then the weekend's over. Like the day before is great. Game day is great. The Sunday after is great. And then Monday through Thursday has been utter hell all year with staying, going, what are you hearing? What do you know? And I feel from some, a 10-1 year and an Egg Bowl on Friday afternoon, it should be more fun than this.
Yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely. And look, it's not just Ole Miss. I mean, it's almost half the conference at this point. Well, I don't think we've ever seen this. I mean, I'm not the old man, yelling at the clouds here, but I'm concerned about it, but yet I understand it. A lot of it's timing, a lot of it's kind of what's going on. But we deal with it. It makes the fans a little more interested. And look, you can imagine down here what Florida is going through, what Florida State has done by extending Norvell another year. I mean, it's been incredible. It really has.
And Brent, we also remember a time, Brian, you'll get a chuckle out of this, late 90s, and it made some conference honchos hot over it. Now, we've had coaches leave, like, Doug Dickey was at Tennessee and left for his alma mater at Florida. So we've had that, but it maybe not in quite the brazen manner as we kind of have it now and as often. but in the late 90s, Eddie Fogler left Vanderbilt basketball to go to South Carolina. Borderline scandalous, wasn't it? Wasn't it, Brent?
Well, oh yeah. And listen, of the two examples that you just gave, we didn't have. We certainly had it, but it wouldn't to the extent we do now. We certainly didn't have the internet, and we really didn't have the coverage that we do now. My stars, can you imagine what? And we probably had something close, but can you imagine what that would have done today with the outlets that fans have to express their views?
Yeah, and also at that time, Brian, you're really going to laugh at this. Good, Eddie Fogler was Dean Smith protege. Couldn't miss. Ended up being a good coach, but there were people that thought he was on a better career trajectory and that he would win everything as his assistant coach mate in North Carolina that Roy Williams did.
Oh wow!
That's how well he was thought of, and I mean, people. There were conference honchos that were hot over that, and now it's all this. Brent, tell me, I know we live in it, and I know college football's place in America in Americana. It's number two sport ahead of number 3 by 10 miles. Now trails the NFL by 1,000 miles, but I know where it stands, and we're in the heart of it in the South with the SEC. You tell me, has this year in the SEC or in this rivalry week we've entered into, is this the craziest one, or am I just heat of the moment and the proverbial 3 billion Chinese don't even know we exist?
Well, I mean, we've still got. My mama used to say that, by the way. Right. Said, that a lot of people in China don't care about this game today.
My mama would too, Brent, and she would when my hat size was trying to change, and she would reel me in of just everything you do is not that important. There's a lot of people that don't even know you exist.
Oh yeah, they had a way of keeping us humble, didn't they?
Sure did.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I do think things are crazier today because we've got more urgency by fan bases that whatever's wrong is going to be fixed immediately, and we've got to. And being 10-2 is not good enough. We need to be 12-0. And if it doesn't happen when we want it, we want to bring someone else in to be able to fix it. So look, our access to the games is unparalleled, but so is the criticism, and so is the reaction from fans when they don't get what they want. Is that off base?
No, it's not. And you're talking about all the information, and like you said, I don't want to be the old man yelling at a cloud. Actually, I did do that this summer. One time I was on my afternoon walk after the radio, and a surprise thunderstorm blew up, and I'm drenched in about 2 seconds. And I said, I'm going to go full old man and yell at the clouds. So I did. But it's not just that. We have so much information now, and look, every side's guilty of it. You can insert any names in this, and my friend Ben Garrett at the Ole Miss Spirit told me one time. He said, "You want to know everything going on at Ole Miss? Check Mississippi State Twitter. You want to know everything going on at State? Check Ole Miss Twitter. Everything at Auburn, check the Capstone Twitter. Everything at Bama, check Auburn Twitter. We all think we're experts on our biggest rival now. We used to not think that, Brent."
Yeah, I agree, but that's where it's changed, and the access of information, which is wonderful. Look, I remember the days distinctly, and I bet you do too. Is we would, when I first started out, we had a Saturday show. Well, if I got a newspaper and I got information from Wednesday, I thought I'd died and gone to heaven. Now you've got it to where, I mean, it is, I know a lot of information's hidden from us, and it probably should be, but at the same time, I mean, if we don't get something, Brent, Brian?
Instant.
Instant or 15 minutes ago, it doesn't count, does it?
Brent, I've told Bryant the story. Bryant, out in the break room by the vending machines used to be little mailboxes for everybody at the station. And when I first started in 1992 with George Lapidus, man, his was always full. He had all kind of magazines coming to him. He'd get the Atlanta Journal-Constitution, the Dallas Morning News a couple of days late, and I might get like one flyer from like the local Safeway. And he always had the coolest mail with all those newspapers, and he was trying to catch up on everything around the country. All right. For Alabama on the road at Auburn, and I saw a story today, is Auburn haunted? Heck, we know the answer to that. It's always been voodoo down there. Can Bama make it 3 in a row at Jordan-Hare?
I think so, but I hesitate because, I mean, if Auburn got hot, the problem is it's going to be, the temperature's going to be in the 30s. But look, what really matters is, I mean, Auburn's had a second lease on life because of their offense and new coaching staff. Well, not totally new, but and Bama being limited and basically being, as someone explained to me, they're not just one-dimensional; they're almost half-dimensional. But their defense is playing better. So, but. One thing Brent taught me this years ago is, you can't get spooked by wherever you go. You've still got to play your game, and you can't let the crowd, no matter how they yell and scream, take you out of what you're trying to do, which is the Alabama, or needs to be the Alabama mindset going this game. But I mean, Auburn's trying to play for a bowl. And so forth. So, I mean, I can tell you what the Alabama mindset should be, but look, when they get down there, and this is Kalen DeBoer's first one, will they build on, on the situation and not let it bother them, or will they be intimidated by it? I think that's a real storyline. Am I correct on that?
All right, the opposite of that atmosphere and the atmosphere at the Egg Bowl, what will be the atmosphere at the state championship game with FSU and Florida? Just get to all zeros?
Well, listen, as someone posted this week, is the Florida State game going to be on the Cartoon Network? That's what they said this week. Now listen, and I've been down here since '86, and I really don't remember a time when both these schools were this. I don't want to say just this bad, but they were in this much, confusion and turmoil and so forth.
This used to be a de facto semifinal game.
It did.
When we didn't have playoffs.
Yeah, there's no question it was. And when you had Spurrier and Bowden, it truly was at that point. So now what you're trying to do is you always want to beat your rival, but, I mean, as you guys have seen like we have, Florida State cannot afford to get rid of their coach right now, so he's coming back another year. Florida's hanging everything on Lane Kiffin. So, I mean, it's one of those years, and this is to Brent's point, to where the off-the-field stuff for this game is bigger than the on-the-field game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that is absolutely true. Another big rivalry game this week in Georgia and Georgia Tech. Georgia, almost a 2-touchdown favorite on the road right now. I mean, should Georgia be on upset watch this weekend?
I mean, I think they should, but I will say this: Georgia's playing as well as anybody in the conference is in all three phases. And the biggest reason why is nothing that I learned from Brent Bryant is Georgia can run the ball right now as well as any team in the conference. And when you can run the ball in this conference, people can call us old-fashioned. We don't know what we're talking about. But I'm telling you, when you control the run, you control the game.
Here's how old-fashioned we are, Brent. Here, I keep up with it every week. Teams that win the rushing battle have won 0.754% of their games. Every year in the preseason, I make two promises. The rushing numbers will be better than the passing numbers, and the second promise, the rushing number will be around 75%, so 0.754.
Yeah.
If you win the passing battle, you've won 0.694. And that's not that big. It's usually much bigger than that, isn't it, Brian?
Yeah.
And it's not that big this year, but I would still say this. So anybody that poo-poos that, ask yourself this. You're going in to have experimental brain surgery, and one has a 754% chance of working, and the other one has a 694 chance of working.
Yeah.
Which one are you taking?
Yeah, that's a great analogy.
Only a fool on brain surgery would take the lesser percentage.
But I will say this about that, and I'm totally on board with what you're saying. But what we've noticed here is over the last, help me on this, Brett, over the last 5, I won't say 10, I would say over the last 5 to 7 years, we've actually seen now where you can run for 300 yards and lose the game.
We have, and I heard Coach Clark Lee today in his media availability, and it just rang like church bells when I heard him say this. You pass to score, you run to win.
Yes. Yeah. Now it really helps when you can do both.
That's a magical combo.
Yeah, and I get that, but the reality is, I mean, it used to be, and Brian looked this up sometimes, but it used to be, say you ran for 250 or 300 yards, what would you say, Brent?
90%.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, absolutely. But now that has changed somewhat, because you can score on defense, or you can score obviously throwing the ball. I mean, we're not giving away trade.
Hear those same numbers from the American, and I keep up with that. And I think people would associate the American, except for Army and Navy, would associate the American is kind of loosey-goosey, pass-happy offenses.
Right.
Right or wrong, guys? Y'all,
I would agree.
Yeah,
now you do have relevant Army Navy teams in this league now, so that could skew it a little bit. So here it is: rushing in the American 757, passing in the American 601.
Yeah.
Which one would you rather do?
Yeah, really.
I think it's pretty easy.
Well, it certainly helps if you got a good defense, but
I'd love to be able to do both, and I'd love to be able to kick it great, and I'd love to be able to cover kicks great, and I'd love to have a great defense. But on offense, let me be able to pound that rock.
That's right.
Oh yeah, no doubt. And frankly, I don't think that ever changes. That the percentages may change somewhat, but I don't think that ever changes.
No, I don't think so. Last game I'm curious about before we let you go, Brent. Texas A&M and Texas. You just saw Texas come off of a really nice performance. Arch Manning, a lot of people talking about him this week after that showing. Can they maybe do something? They're only a 2.5-point dog against this Texas A&M team. What do you expect in this A&M Texas matchup?
Yeah, Texas A&M's played so well. They've had a magical year, but when you really drill down and look at the teams they played in the conference, I mean, and this was brought out this week, that they have really played, I don't want to say the bottom half of the conference and be critical about that, but that's the way the schedule has lasted. And now what I can't get out of my mind is the way Texas A&M came back and beat South Carolina after being behind 30-3 at halftime. But frankly, I mean, I still think A&M wins. But would it shock us if Texas won, because the Arch is playing better, and I think as a team they are playing better, and at some point A&M's going to play a better crop of talent than what they played so far in that schedule.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised at all if we get to this game. It's just one of those really good performances by Texas, and A&M kind of comes out and maybe looks the same that they looked against South Carolina, and it's, a big Texas win. We're all kind of scratching our head going, what in the world just happened?
Oh, yeah, I think we could easily do that. Now, I know this is not games, but one thing I wanted to mention, I'm going to be very curious, and I'm glad the league's done this, that they're not making their decision on the number of teams in the playoff next year right now. They bought some time. If they bought some time, so they're going to make that decision instead of what, Brett? In late November, they're going to make it. I think in January.
And the strong arming is on.
Oh, listen, don't you know it
16,
is?
16 at largest.
Yes. Oh, yeah, absolutely. But the other thing going on with this, too, is, the SEC was so ready to go to 9 next year, and will they get the credit that they're looking for by playing a tough schedule, or are they going to say, well, we tried to do this. It wasn't that important to the committee. What do we do with this now? I think that's going to be a very important part of this.
Yeah, it absolutely will. Well, Brent, as always, thanks so much for joining us. Happy Thanksgiving to you and your family, and we'll do it again next Tuesday.
Good. Can't wait for that. Happy Thanksgiving to you guys. It's amazing really to go into this weekend. And I won't say we don't have a clue. We know who's involved, but that we won't have it settled until this weekend for the championship game.
Yeah.
Into the great wide open, as Tom Petty would say.
That's right.
That goes over real well down here in Florida.
I know it does.
It really
I've
does.
heard from a lot of my Gator friends lately.
Oh, yeah.
Thank
I know
you,
you
Brent.
have.
Thanks, Brent.
My pleasure.
You got it.
Brent Beard joining us, talk all things college football, and a lot to get into when it comes to college football. We had a texter text in during that segment, said if Texas A&M loses to Texas, who goes to the SEC championship game? Well, I'll tell you this, the Southeastern Conference put out the championship clinching scenarios, so I'll just read that real quick. Alabama is in with a win. Georgia is in with an Alabama loss or a Texas A&M loss. So if A&M loses, Georgia would be in play. Ole Miss is in with a win and either an Alabama loss and a Texas A&M loss. And then Texas A&M is in with a win or an Alabama loss and an Ole Miss loss. So those are the 4 teams in play for the SEC championship game, the clinching scenarios for what should be a really, really fun weekend in the SEC. But let's get to another break. When we return, we're going to talk more college football. Pat Smith, he usually joins us on Thursdays, but obviously with Thanksgiving, he was nice enough to move up a little bit earlier this week, so he'll join us. We'll talk a lot of college football with Pat Smith next on Sports Time.
Not only can you listen to your favorite shows on Sports 56, you can also watch video of the shows live on Twitter and YouTube. Watch and listen every day at Sports 56 WHBQ.
Air. We breathe it naturally. Simple, right? Not so fast. The air you breathe could be hazardous to your health. Don't guess. Be sure with a phone call to the Memphis Mold Inspector, the only licensed mold assessor in the Mid-South. Call the Memphis Mold Inspector to check the air quality inside your home and office. Protect babies, pets, new homes, old homes, employees, friends, loved ones, and you. Just call 901-292-7788 for clean air and peace of mind. 901-292-7788 for the Memphis Mold Inspector.
Don't pay too much for your next vehicle. Upgrade with Black Friday savings all month long at Landers Ford in Collierville, the #1 Ford dealer in Greater Memphis. New Ford F-150s, $11,850 off MSRP. You heard that right. New Ford F-150, $11,850 off MSRP. Plus low APR financing available. Looking for more? We're paying top dollar for your trade. Bring it to Landers Ford and find out how much yours is worth. Or get started online now with the Landers Easy Pass at LandersFordMemphis.com. The Black Friday savings are big. The best part, the price you see is the price you pay. No hidden addendums. That's the Landers Ford difference. Don't wait. The best new F-150s will sell fast. Landers Ford in Collierville. Remember, if it doesn't say Landers, you paid too much.
As reported on Ford's 2024 total new vehicle retail sales report. Memphis Market. APR with proof credit. Example, 2025 Ford F-150 XLT. VIN number 1FTEW 3KP9SKD 33353. MSRP 58,090. Ford retail bonus cash 4250. Landers savings 5600. Ford package discount 2000. Sale price 46,240. Price tax, title, license, and 695 processing fee. See dealer for complete details. Offer ends 12/125.
Maria's Cantina in South Haven is not your average Tex-Mex joint because they're serving up Mexican with a twist. Maria's Scratch Kitchen is the most creative and diverse menu around. Beyond the traditional huge quesadillas, chimichangas, and fajitas, Maria serves up hand-rolled Latin egg rolls, Cajun and Creole items like catfish, gumbo, and boudin balls, as well as the best sandwiches and 8-ounce burgers in town. Wash it all down with a house margarita for only $5.50 and happy hour every day till 6. MariasCantina.com, 6717 Airways, Mexican with a twist.
The Hyundai Getaway Sales Event is rocking at Gossett Hyundai 1956 Covington Pike. Right now, 2025 Hyundai Elantra is only $273 a month. How about 2026 Hyundai Venue? We Gossett $289 a month. And 2026 Ioniq 9 SEL 88 combined MPGe with electric range of 320 miles, $459.79 a month. Plus 0% for 60 months and no payments for 90 days available. And every Gossett Hyundai comes with America's best 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain limited warranty and the Hyundai Assurance. So hurry to the Gossett Hyundai Getaway Sales Event at Gossett Hyundai 1956 Covington Pike or online anytime at HyundaiGossett.com.
If you want it, we got it at Gossett Motor Cars.
Venue TU 424-635, Elantra SUO 88418, Ioniq TY 00839, MSRP 68840, includes all rebates and incentives, PF 895, excludes tax, title, and license. See dealer for complete details. Offer valid through end of the month with approved credit. Dealer stock only. Must finance through HMA. Not all customers will qualify.
Rick's Powder Coating for a beautiful finish every time. Rick's Powder Coating specializes in automotive, ornamental, residential, and industrial coating. With 2 conveyor lines and the largest batch ovens in the Mid-South, Rick's can accommodate all of your powder coating needs. Locally owned and operated since 2002, Rick's Powder Coating will customize a beautiful finish just for you. Drop by or call to see how Rick's Powder Coating can bring color to your life. 901-367-2771 or rickspowdercoating.com.
This traffic report is brought to you by Millington Weight Loss. For more information, call 901-436-0272.
Sports
Good
56
afternoon. A little more
traffic.
volume in the last few minutes in a couple of spots like 240 South and South Parkway. Busy with movement. 240 here at Mount Moriah as you get onto 385. That's starting to crank up just a little bit more. Headed on out towards the Collierville area. Plenty of radar already out here. And guess what? You're going to see a lot more of that over the next 24, 48 hours. Hey, give the gift of clean this holiday season. Save 40% off Zips Car Wash. Gift cards and wash books. Perfect for stocking stuffers. Log on to zipscarwash.com. I'm Commander Chuck with your on-time traffic.
Now back to Sports Time on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. This hour brought to you by Landers Ford in Collierville. Here once again are Brett Norsworthy and Bryant Dacus.
And she says, I wish that I could be like the cool kids.
Welcome back in Sports Time. Bryant and Brett with you. And we got to talk some more college football. Joining us now, usually joins us on Thursdays, but nice enough to join us a little bit earlier this week. Pat Smith from Jocks down in Birmingham joins us now. Pat, thanks so much for joining us. How are you doing this afternoon with all of the college basketball and some football on this afternoon?
Yeah, you know, it's there's 3 days on the calendar that make me the most depressed. One is the day after Christmas. 2, it's the final day of the Major League Baseball season. And 3 is the end of Maction. So at least we've got a 3:30 kickoff in Bowling Green against UMass, and then tonight Western Michigan. So, yeah, it's a sad day. It wraps up 49 consecutive days of football. But you know what? It's the Thanksgiving holidays, rivalry week. Yes, it's still good news this week.
And no action again until next November, early November. But we've got a lot of other action around college football.
Yeah.
This weekend, you can be that embedded reporter I like to ask about in the preseason, Bryant. You can be anywhere and in any meeting, any access that you want. Where would you want to be in all of college football this weekend, Pat?
Oh, come on. It's got to be Oxford, Mississippi, right?
Or Starkville.
I meant be in Oxford for the team meetings before you head over to Starkville.
Just the team actually staying in Columbus on Thanksgiving night. Yeah.
Oh, how about that? Okay, good deal. So yeah, that's where I would love to be, just because obviously, I mean, Ole Miss is on the precipice of doing something that's never been done before, and the potential of hosting a college football playoff game if certain things obviously go their way. So yeah, I would love to be embedded, just the mood of the team and the coaching staff. And listen, as we both know, especially in these type games, whether it's the Egg Bowl or the Iron Bowl, man, it's just history will tell you that these things never go the way they're supposed to be scripted. So yeah, I would love to be behind the scenes and see what's going on with this Ole Miss football team as they get ready to make history.
And these rivalry games, it makes the tone and tenor around the building different than any week of the year.
Oh, there's no doubt about it. Back in the old days, 15, 20 years ago, when somebody would say something the week of a rivalry game, I mean, it would be bulletin board material. But, of course, now with social media being instantaneous and everyone's got their 15 minutes of fame on viral videos, because I've seen some Auburn people, I've seen some Alabama people this week kind of say something that probably back in the day when, Bear Bryant or Nick Saban was coaching, they probably would have a problem with it, but that's just today's society. But yeah, listen, it's going to be a lot of fun this weekend. Friday and Saturday both are just two jam-packed days of games. That's going to mean so much, not only to individual states around the South, but also the college football playoff.
Bryant just went through very well, I might add, the SEC infographic on the tiebreakers. You were only about 4 weeks ahead of the league office on getting the clarity out there. Help me with this, Pat. Isn't there still a chance of the unknown that we get down to a tiebreaker that they're not that sure about?
Yeah, and I think it has to do, believe it or not, with an Arkansas, or like let's say Arkansas beats Mizzou, then all of a sudden it has to do with your opponent's win-loss percentage, and that could potentially affect some things. But for the most part, all the chalk has held so far, and so I don't think we're going to get down to that far of a tiebreaker, Brett. But no, about 3 to 4 weeks ago, it looked as convoluted as it did last year. But it's pretty simple with Texas A&M and Bama. You win, and you're in, and you're playing each other in Atlanta.
I swear, between Hunter Yurachek chairing that committee, and if it got down to some convoluted tiebreaker and Arkansas involved, and that kept Ole Miss out of Atlanta, I'm not responsible for anything I do or say.
Oh, so there's going to be some vandalism in Memphis? Is that what you're telling me?
No.
We don't need to say exactly what it may or may not be.
It just in my own home. I'm not responsible for it.
I got you. I understand. I totally understand.
I go full Elvis on my TV, and I don't own a gun.
Hey, listen, I'm from Alabama. I mean, people down here poison trees and whatnot. Okay,
we don't encourage any of that. No. You mentioned that at Auburn, and we know how wild this series is. And I saw a story today of in AL.com is Auburn haunted. We've said it was voodoo down there forever, but I've also said between Bryce Young in overtime in 21 and Milroe in 23 on 4th and 31, I thought the voodoo was killed. Has it been?
You know what? It's interesting because before the Gravedigger play, obviously the kick six was the thing that dominated. Everyone forget about Bama punt or Bo over the top or Van Tiffin's
and that was all at Legion Field though. Yeah.
Yes, that was all at Legion Field, and but then the kick six kind of trumped everything, and then all of a sudden the Gravedigger play kind of changed the philosophy. But yeah, Alabama, they played their first time that they were played down there was 1989, and Bill Curry took an undefeated Alabama team down there, and Auburn beat them. They kind of alternated at Legion Field for a couple years after that, and then the series officially went home and home right after that. And Auburn is pretty much dominated. I mean, listen, they played 17 times. Alabama is 7-10 down at Auburn. And, it's a case where if you take out the Bryce Young going to overtime and getting a win and the Gravedigger play, I mean, Bama's sitting there at 5-12 all time in Jordan-Hare Stadium. I mean that's pretty daunting.
It
so
is.
the Auburn people feel really good because the football team has looked better because they show life on offense. And Alabama has had a few cracks over the last couple of weeks. So with that being said, the Auburn people think that voodoo that a lot of Alabama fans were hoping that it was put to rest, it might raise its ugly head on Saturday.
And the great David Housel, who insisted on getting it back on campus at Jordan-Hare, and in '89, that was like a state holiday. That was some spectacle. He's right. He has said through the years, if that had been played campus through the years and not at neutral, that was never neutral for Auburn at Legion, that all-time series would be a lot closer. And I've seen how it's impacted the Egg Bowl getting out of Jackson and getting to campus in the early 90s as well.
Yeah, there's no doubt about that. I mean, the Auburn people for years crowed about trying to get the game. But, obviously Alabama. Now, keep in mind, Bryant Denny, and Brett, you would remember this. Bryant Denny would only host a homecoming game back in the old days because Bryant Denny Stadium was a shell of what it currently is. I mean, Legion Field, set 85 to 90,000, depending if the fire marshal looked the other way when Alabama played a football game. They had an upper deck. I mean, it was a great facility back in the day. And then Alabama would throw a bone to Tuscaloosa once a year and play a homecoming game there. And so, that's why Auburn fans, are always irritated because they're like going, okay, well, we're supposedly the home team in this game, but we're playing in Alabama's home stadium. I mean, they play in Legion Field 5 or 6 times a year. And then now you're going to supposedly give us a few more tickets for us to be a home game. So, this series deserved to be on campus for both places. And just like it's helped the Egg Bowl, it has absolutely raised the stakes in the Iron Bowl.
Yeah. All right, I'm going to throw this math at you. 10-2 Ole Miss, 10-2 Oklahoma. Who gets the last CFP bid?
To me, it's got to be Ole Miss. I mean, Brett, you and I have had this conversation for a number of years. I mean, if head-to-head does not count, then what are we doing? What are we? I mean, what are we doing? I guess we're just going to have to adopt the Big 12's 24-game playoff at that point and just let everybody in. Because again, if it doesn't matter the head-to-head, then my goodness gracious, just start giving people points like they do in hockey for a tie. I mean, you know what I'm saying? I mean,
just tell us, even though a charter member of the league, that someone that's been in the league 2 years, OU, matters more. Just tell us.
Yeah. Well, there's no doubt. I mean, listen, there's no doubt Texas got serious favorable treatment last year with their schedule. Didn't benefit them this year going the other way. But, yeah, I mean, them in Oklahoma, I mean, they've been given preferential status for the league these last 2 years. And so I'm anxious to get to a 9-game schedule next year and see what kind of punishment those two schools get.
The Ole Miss win at Norman on October 25th, not a September game. I mean, really, 6 weeks ago. It has been memory hold, just like the Ole Miss win at Columbia against South Carolina last year. Ole Miss won by 24 there. Ole Miss won by 8 at Norman, had almost 400 yards total offense. They were up 12, down 1, won by 8, and it's been forgotten.
No, you're absolutely right. And I, once again, whatever cockamamie stuff we're going to hear tonight during the College Football Playoff Committee, because just when you think that these committees will find itself laying a precedence down so we can kind of follow, okay, well, this is their line of thinking. This is what they're going to do. This is what's going to trump this if this happens. Every week it's something different. They talk out of both sides of their mouth. I mean, my goodness gracious, Alabama loses a 2-point game to Oklahoma, a ranked opponent, a top 15 opponent. You lose by 2, and then you would have thought Alabama got beat by Eastern Illinois by dropping them 6 spots in the college football playoff rankings, and then Hunter Yurachek starts crowing about Alabama not having a running game. Once again, it's about the W's and the L's. It's about how many points you have put up over your opponent. I'm not saying that Alabama shouldn't have been penalized for losing the game because they lost, and they lost twice. The whole point is that we're getting down to this minutia of ball control, or you can't run the ball. Well, you know what? Go back and look at some of the early 90s Steve Spurrier teams. Yeah, I mean, he had a running game, but he threw the ball all over the place. And I would not hear anybody criticizing the way Steve Spurrier was winning football games.
Oh, no, he was revolutionary, something we had never seen before. Right. It was like the forward pass was, in
5 wideouts. You remember that, Brett? I mean, lining up 5 wideouts, and then
what do you call it?
Did it at Auburn? Oh, it was crazy.
What Spurrier call it? The Washington and Jefferson play?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely.
And I can remember it at the first SEC championship game at the Georgia Dome in 94, 92 and 93 had been at Legion, and they ran that play, and I had on a Walkman, and in one move it goes to the floor, and I stomped on it, and I said, that ain't football.
Oh, listen, hey, covering Auburn when Terry Bowden was running basically a shell of what Steve Spurrier, and they're lining up 5 wideouts based on what Pat Dye used to run at Auburn, 3 yards in a cloud of dust. Oh my goodness gracious. It was unbelievable. It had to be like what our parents felt like when color television got introduced.
It had to be. My favorite Yurachek last week when he talked about Oregon's win at Penn State should still matter. I wonder if he thinks Ole Miss's win over LSU should still matter.
Oh my goodness. I mean, like I said, just shut up. Just listen. Let AI do it. I mean, put in the prompt. Let some AI-generated character come up on your screen like Max Headroom back in the day. You remember that, Brett?
I would rather the original AI, Allen Iverson, do it over Hunter Yurachek.
Oh, that would be fantastic. Yeah. That would be tremendous. Yeah. So you can tell I'm a Hunter Yurachek fan. I'm looking forward to tonight.
Oh, yeah. No, it's going to be a ball. That's for sure. Pat, as always, thanks so much for joining us. Happy Thanksgiving, and we'll talk to you again next Thursday.
Guys, have a blessed holiday. Look forward to talking to you next week.
You got it, man. Thanks, Pat.
Pat Smith joining us. Brett, I'm curious. What I would say, I don't know if I want to ask what is worse. I would say throwing a Walkman on the ground, stomping on it, and yelling, "That ain't football." That's up there with yelling at the clouds. I don't know. I mean, it's close.
I did the first one as a young man in 1994.
That's true.
But I've always said I was nostalgic and sentimental and an old man when I was a young man.
I see. I was about to say, because it's very, seems like a very old man thing to do.
It drove me crazy. and I've had Chris Doring die laughing over it.
Great.
He said we'd run it in practice, and he said we knew it would make people's heads explode.
That's unbelievable. That is good stuff. But, yeah, I don't know what to expect tonight I kind of forgot. Honestly, Brett, with Brad Bellamy on with us at 3:45, with Pat Smith on with us just now, kind of forgot it was Tuesday and we were going to get a college football playoff rankings.
Yeah, I'm a little all whacked out on my days and times as well. And here's what I'm going to do tonight. And I started to do this. I tried to do it during the second Eli Manning Super Bowl when they started that drive that ultimately was successful, just like the first one. I promise you, I got to the bottom of my steps and I said, I'm going to walk down to the end of the street, cul-de-sac. When I get back, it's going to be decided. I can't do anything about it. No need being all torn up about it. It's not my entire existence. I'm not going to do it. Got to the bottom of the steps, said I can't do it. Came back inside. Tonight, I promise, I'm going to the end of the street or out to eat or something and not watching it. I can't stand the sight of Hunter Yurachek. He's an incompetent boob, and I can't watch it, and I'm just going to find out the results.
I think that's a good idea. I think get something else in front of you, something to take your mind off of it, because at the end of the day, Brett, there's nothing you can do about it.
How would he know what a good-looking football team looked like?
That's true. He hasn't. It's been a while since he's seen one. But let's go ahead, get to another break, and when we return, it'll be time for Big Number of the Day.
Join the voice of the Tigers, Dave Woloshin, for Wolo and Friends. Weekday mornings from 10 to 11 here on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
Since 1948, in the alley, the Rendezvous. I'm with John Burgos. John, what's going on in the Rendezvous?
Brett, there's some things about the Rendezvous I want to talk about. For example, we make it really easy to park. We have valet parking right at Monroe Street in our alley. We also want to make it easy for people to get to-go orders. You can now park in our alley right at our front door and put your flashers on. People also forget that we take reservations for 6 or more. And we have a wonderful party room upstairs that can accommodate people for rehearsal dinners, birthday parties, reunions, graduations. Our rooms seat between 25 and 200 175 people, and everything at the Rendezvous can be packed to go. Brett, we also do catering. See our menu online, and we can even deliver for groups of 15 or more. So if you have any questions, always feel free to call us at the Rendezvous because we answer our phone ourselves. You'll never hear, please listen carefully for our menu has changed. Press 1 for reservations, press 2 for hours, press 3 for catering, or if you know your party's 9-digit extension number and the first 3 letters of their mother's maiden name, dial it now. Come see us at the Rendezvous.
Since 1948, the Rendezvous.
Hi, I'm Jason Hansen, a former CIA officer. In these uncertain times, with rising geopolitical tensions and skyrocketing inflation, protecting your financial future is crucial. That's why I trust Advantage Gold for all my precious metal investments. They're the only company I buy from, period. Call Advantage Gold now at 800-900-8000 for a 100% free gold guide. See exactly how gold can safeguard your wealth. Again, call 800-900-8000 today.
Paid for by Advantage Gold. Performance maker. Past performance is not indicative of future results. Always consult your financial and tax professional.
Kohl's Black Friday deals are here. Grab your coffee and put on your sneakers because it's go time. Through Saturday, save up to 50% on everything from toys to beauty faves, winter styles, and more. Plus, earn $15 Kohl's Cash for every $50 spent. Yep, that's extra Kohl's Cash. So run, don't walk. Just hold on tight to that coffee. Select styles, some exclusions apply. Coupons and Kohl's Cash do not apply to Sephora. Offers end November 29th. See store or Kohls.com for details.
Ready to shine, Memphis? Save big on Club Car Wash's Best Wash this Tuesday for just $12. Stop by any 4 club locations in Greater Memphis or visit clubcarwash.com to learn more.
Car Wash, join the club.
Now back to Sports Time on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. This hour brought to you by Landers Ford in Collierville. Here once again are Brett Norsworthy and Bryant Dacus.
Merry-go-round in dreams, ride someday. It seems when she sleeps.
Big Daddy.
Hello, Big Brand.
It's a guy, he wants to be big, then he gets big, he doesn't want to be big anymore, then he gets small, but the suit's too big.
Big Daddy.
The big boy. What up, big guy? I think she's trying to pull a fast one on Big Daddy.
The big number of the day.
All right, Brett, my big number today is the number 6. Gonzaga has gotten out to a 6-0 start to start the season. They're out there in Vegas for the Players Era event that's going on right now. We've talked about it, a lot of really, really good games right now. We got a good one with St. John's all over Baylor right now, 50-34 the score in that one. But last night, Gonzaga got their 6th win of the season over Alabama, a 95-85 win over the Crimson Tide. They have outscored their foes by 191 points and has 2 wins over AP top 25 opponents. The last Division I team with a plus 190 or better scoring margin and multiple ranked wins over its first 6 games was the 1998-99 UConn squad that went on to win the national title.
That was their first.
Yeah, so maybe we're talking about the first for Gonzaga and Mark Few.
Yeah, it's felt due for a long time. Mark Few was kind of the original, really load up this time of year, and because of his conference hurt him, almost like the Tiger model.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And he is, he's kind of gone out there, and obviously the brand that Gonzaga is now is very easy to get a lot of these big time matchups on the schedule, and so he's done that. It's just been, at the end, getting a way to win that title. He's just come up short every single time. But, this is a team that doesn't really have that marquee big name player. Maybe that's what they need, just kind of a team full of guys to go out there and win a national title.
Really early. I can't get a real good handle really early on St. John's yet. Yeah. And they have games coming up with both Arkansas and Ole Miss.
Yeah, they've been interesting this year. I mean, some games they'll go out there, they'll put up 1,000,000 points. Sometimes they'll go out there and play really good defense. Sometimes they'll go out there and play really bad defense. I mean, I don't really know what the St. John's team is.
Well, Patino can coach.
Oh, no, he absolutely can.
And he'll get it figured out.
That's
Kansas looked good in their win over Syracuse. I hate that Maui is lessening a bit in import. Ole Miss goes out there next year. Yeah. A year from right now, Ole Miss will be playing in this game. My big number's 10. That 10 as in the 0 or 1 loss teams. 3 0 loss teams, 3 3 undefeated teams. We know they are Ohio State, Indiana, and Texas A&M. That's 1, 2, and 3 in AP, and I'll bet be 1, 2, and 3 tonight. The one-loss teams, Georgia, Oregon, Ole Miss, Texas Tech, BYU, James Madison, and North Texas. 13 two-loss teams. I got in 2 big numbers, 10 and 13. 10, 0, or 1, and 13 two-loss teams. So that would be 23 at 0, 1, or 2. That's about where you have to be in the playoff mix.
Right. Yeah. It's got to be those numbers, and I'm excited to see what it looks like. I will not be watching the show.
Nor will I.
I know, and you're not. That's right. You're going to do something else.
I'm not
instead of watching it.
It comes on right at 6, doesn't it?
I have no idea.
I think so.
I like I said, I kind of forgot it was Tuesday, so I don't even know what time it starts. But yeah, and Brett, turn on the Houston and Tennessee game.
I will.
Watch some basketball, and don't even worry about the.
That's 2 old school coaches there.
That's right. That'll be a fun game. I'm excited about that one. That one is one of the big ones tonight. A couple big.
I know it's not popular for some, but I know it's popular for a lot of big Orange fans, of which we have a lot of listeners.
That's right.
I would be fine come spring, either Kelvin Sampson or Rick Barnes with the title.
No, I'd certainly be fine with that. And I mean, 2 teams that we talked about, second round Rick earlier. I mean, those are 2 teams that have had some really, really impressive squads, and just it comes down to the end, and they've really struggled to get it done at the end. So yeah, I think both those coaches very deserved if they're able to get it. And
the almost 45 to 50 year magical mystery tour Houston's been on. You could even go back to Elvin Hayes in the late 60s.
That's right.
That they've been close a lot of times.
No, they really have been. And so maybe this is the year they can get it done. And they're not a weird team for Houston, but kind of a different team. They've got some older vets, but they brought in, I think, 3 5-stars this year in the class. So it's kind of a little bit of a different team.
He can win a lot of different ways.
He can, and that's how good of a coach he is. But we're about to get to a break. Before we do that, let me remind you, it's a perfect time. Head down to Olive Branch and check out Frontier Western Store. Family owned and operated since 1967, Frontier Western is your one-stop shop for all the biggest brands in Western wear. They're the one-stop shop for Carhartt in the Mid-South, but they've also got you covered with plenty of other brands when it comes to shirts, shorts, jeans, outerwear, whatever you're looking for, they've got it in stock. If you need a new pair of jeans, well, Frontier Western is the place you need to get to. They've got all the biggest brands from Ariat all the way down to Wrangler, and you'll love how easy it is to find the perfect size and style for you. While you're down there, check out Frontier's world-famous boot showroom. Whether it's work boots or dress boots, Frontier has you covered for the entire family with plenty of in-stock, proven classics like Ariat, Dan Post, and Durango, and that's just to name a few. Frontier's pricing is lower than online and chain stores, so you know you'll be getting the best deals. Head down to 5880 Goodman Road in Olive Branch and check out the entire selection. Open Monday through Saturday, 9 a.m. to 7 p.m., and Sundays, 1 p.m. to 6 p.m. for Frontier Western Store. Well, let's get to a break, wrap up this second hour, and when we return, we're talking the NFL with Bo Marchand.
Top Gun is the largest indoor range in the Mid-South, but size isn't their only difference. Top Gun has the best instructors with over 300 years combined experience and classes all the way from first shot to master marksmanship. Plus, Top Gun is affordable. Gold membership is just $48 a month. That's just $1.60 a day for unlimited range time, free gun rentals with purchase of ammo, and members lounge access. Top Gun 2770 Witten Road and TopGunMemphis.com. Always shoot with the best. Top Gun Memphis.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have made it to the Burr months, and that means even more savings at Family Leisure. Why is this time of the year the best time of the year to shop at Family Leisure? Because Family Leisure has new stuff coming, so they need to make room. Need a cover for your hot tub? How convenient. Family Leisure has them starting at just $249. Need new spa steps or a cover lift? Family Leisure has those as well, starting at just $99. Let's say you don't have a hot tub or you want a new one. Pick yours right now, starting at $24.99. Get your laps in with a swim spa, and prices start at under $15,000. In-stock patio furniture, that's up to 50% off. Plus, if you need special financing, Family Leisure's got you covered. One final thing. Tell the folks at Family Leisure you heard this radio commercial. You get a free gift with a hot tub purchase. Family Leisure, Whitten Road at I-40, where family and fun come together.
The Hyundai Getaway Sales Event is rocking at Gossett Hyundai 1956 Covington Pike. Right now, 2025 Hyundai Elantra is only $273 a month. How about 2026 Hyundai Venue We Gossett $289 a month? And 2026 Ioniq 9 SEL 88 combined MPGe with electric range of 320 miles, $459.79 a month. Plus 0% for 60 months and no payments for 90 days available. And every Gossett Hyundai comes with America's best 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain limited warranty and the Hyundai Assurance. So hurry to the Gossett Hyundai Getaway Sales Event at Gossett Hyundai 1956 Covington Pike or online anytime at HyundaiGossett.com.
If you want it, we got it at Gossett Motor Cars.
Venue TU 424-635, Elantra SUO 88-418, Ioniq TY 000-839, MSRP 68-840, includes all rebates and incentives, PF 895, excludes tax title and license. See dealer for complete details. Offer valid through end of the month with approved credit dealer stock only. Must finance through HMA. Not all customers will qualify.
At Choate's Air Conditioning, Heating, Plumbing, and Electrical, we've proudly served families across the Mid-South since 1958. Still family owned and operated, we're built on tradition, trust, and old-fashioned service you can count on. And now to celebrate 68 years of service, we're offering a heating tune-up for just $68. Keep your home safe, efficient, and ready for the cold months ahead. Looking to upgrade? Right now, get up to $2,000 in instant carrier cool cash rebates, plus 60 months, no interest financing on select carrier systems. That means comfort and savings today and peace of mind for years to come. But that's not all. Upgrade today and take advantage of $500 off a tankless water heater or a whole home generator installation. Even more ways to protect your home and your family. Don't wait. These special offers won't last. Call 347-8086 or visit ChoatesHVAC.com today and turn to the experts with Choates and let our family serve your family.
Sports 56 traffic.
Good afternoon. It's starting to get a little bit heavier, 240 as you hop on to 385 Bill Morris Parkway. That's not going to surprise you too much as you head out towards Collierville as it starts to build. Midtown traffic's actually just now starting to get a little bit heavier, 240 south and South Parkway. Watching Sam Cooperville going outbound here up by Perkins. Hey, Weimer's Jewelry wanted to know they are your full service, family-owned jewelry store. Stop by and see them this holiday season. You'll save a lot of money by shopping local at Weimer's Jewelry on Highway 64. I'm Commander Chuck when you're on time traffic.
We are Sports 56, WHBQ Memphis and W253DF Memphis with Greg Gaston and Eli Savoy. Weekday mornings from 7 to 10. Now, back to Sports Time on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. This hour brought to you by Jaguar Land Rover Bluff City. Here once again are Brett Norsworthy and Bryant Dacus.
We're back into Sports Time. Bryant and Brett with you as we start our third and final hour on this Tuesday afternoon. We got to start it the way we start this third hour every Tuesday afternoon. It's talking the NFL with Bo Marchant.
National Football League talk every Tuesday with Bo Marchant, covering the NFL Draft at collegetopro.com and the NFL Draft Bible, covering the Steelers for Sports Illustrated, living and running in Eastern Ohio, and on Twitter X at Bo Marchant. Here's Bo with Bryant and Brett.
Bo Marchant joins us now to talk about the NFL. And where else can we start than down in Arlington, Texas? Those Dallas Cowboys and that
our Cowboys
Sunday afternoon. Our Cowboys, Brett. That's right. What'd you make of that comeback from the boys?
I was listening to the game on the way home from Chicago, and it was Sterling. I was in the press box finishing up my story, and I think it was, quickly 14-0. Somebody inside the box said something about A.J. Brown and Jalen Hurts must be getting along now, so I assumed that there was a touchdown pass, and it was 21-0. And then, listening to it, you just kind of, self-inflicted wounds a little bit by the Eagles. Why Xavier got that punt and he tried to get it. I don't know why he would even attempted that. Odd bounce by Barkley with the fumble, but nonetheless, credit to a team that was down and out, and they fought back against an elite team. As you, as a Cowboy fan, you had to be thrilled. But I want to know, at what point did you say, okay, fire everybody? Because I know that had come out of your mouth around 21-0. And then what point did you think, wow, we might have it? And I'm telling you, when they went for it on 4th and goal and with a couple minutes left and didn't get it, I really thought that was in the Eagles' favor. But nonetheless,
great question, Bo. And Landon and I can't wait to hear this answer.
Oh, it's a great question. I will be very honest with you. I was ready to fire everyone after the first quarter. You turn it over on downs, you give up a touchdown, you punt it, you give up another touchdown.
Did you take your jersey off?
That. Well, Brett, I only have a Parsons jersey, so I don't know. It feels wrong to wear that during games, so I just no jersey. And then Bo, I'll be completely honest. Like, I didn't think the defense, as good as they've been last week and then in the second half this week, I mean, that's a lot of times to stop the Eagles. And up until really about the last play of the game, I did not know if they had it in hand.
That's fair. I mean, I didn't know. It made it great for traveling the Ohio or Indiana Turnpike. I know that. I mean, it was an exciting time and a big win. And that's the big question. The Cowboys never can get over the hump, win games when they need to do it. And fortunately, they were overcome a huge deficit, 21 points, get back into game, beat the Eagles, division rival, Super Bowl champions from last season. And it carries great momentum into these, next couple games. You think, they got this one under their belt. I don't think they're far off from the Chiefs. It's going to be a good game. And then you got the Lions coming up. So, if they get 2 out of these 3, I think you consider yourself in that wild card hunt. If they lose 2 out of this next 3 or 2, then you kind of think, man, it's going to be tough sledding from here on out. But kudos to the Cowboys again. Great game, great way to end, and you get to see them on Thursday while you're eating turkey.
Right. It's got to start, though. Any type of push to the playoffs for the Cowboys, in all seriousness, it's got to start Thursday at home against Kansas City, especially a vulnerable, gettable Patrick Mahomes and Chiefs.
Yeah, and that's what makes me nervous because this Chiefs team, as you just said, is a vulnerable team. This isn't the elite team that we've seen in the past. And if you're a Cowboys fan, if you're any team out there, you can smell blood in the water. You know that, hey, we could get this team. If we play our best, we're going to have our way with this. Not have their way, but, you're going to prevail and you're going to get a win over the Chiefs with Mahomes. But, Patrick's Patrick, and I guess this is what it is, especially the way this particular season has gone. If that game is 31-34, either winner, or if it's 34-10, either winner, I would not be shocked because I think the play of all teams, I mean, look at the Lions this week against the Giants. They had to work their tails off in overtime to get back into that game and win it. It just seems like teams just don't show up. Buffalo when they went to Miami, then they never get in sync in Houston. So many weird scenarios. I think for this particular season where I actually thought the Cowboys were going to destroy. Or I thought the Eagles were going to destroy the Cowboys Sunday. And when they were up 21-0, I'm patting myself on the back. I'm like, man, you are so brilliant, Bo, blah, blah, blah. And then, luckily I was by myself the whole time because nobody knew my inner thinkings. I'm telling you now. But, yeah, I was clearly wrong. The Cowboys buckled down. And as you said earlier, Brett, they held that offense in check for basically, the second half of that football game, which is it's pretty hard to do.
Yeah. What happens when you doubt the Cowboys, Bo?
That's right. Don't doubt our Cowboys, Brian. Please include both me and Landon on that, please.
Right,
Landon,
yeah.
you won't know inclusion.
I don't think Landon wants to be included.
No, not my Cowboys.
What will Soldier feel like, and won't it be very different? I think it's great. I don't think there's anything wrong at all about it. But in a few years, the Bears are going to be in a big old splashy dome, and one of the ultimate home field advantages will be out.
Yeah, I'm. It hits me in the gut as hard as you want to punch me. Them talking about moving Cleveland to Brook Park and Chicago. I assumed it was a mother or a daughter with her mother, and she was elderly, and she was, holding her, and, they're walking through the aisle, probably going to a suite or a loge, and she says, when they move out, Mom, she goes, it'll just never be the same. And I thought to myself, I love the historic sound of it. I know it's all business now. They want to be able to hold concerts, and everybody needs to be comfy. And
they want to host a Super Bowl.
They want to host a Super Bowl, all those things. And as the season gets longer, the Super Bowl will be played in March eventually, so it'll be a spring game instead of a winter game. But Soldier Field was fantastic. I can say this. I haven't been to every stadium, but I've been around the block collegiately and professionally in football. Hats off to the Soldier Field parking and the people at the stadium. I think it was a 5-star Ritz-Carlton experience by all. I mean, it was a fabulous time for me. I wish the Steelers would have brought home a victory back to Pittsburgh. That would have made life a little bit easier for everybody. But nonetheless, the Bears, they're a scrappy team, and that was just a good football game. I don't really think anybody did anything. It had some turnovers. It had big plays, both offense and defensively. It's just, sometimes somebody has to lose, and it doesn't mean that you're a bad coach or you're a bad team. If the Steelers would have won, I would have thought the same way for Chicago. I don't think, there was anything bad about, how they won or lost the game. It was just a good football game. It came down to the end, as most Steeler games do. But fun to see Caleb Williams. I wish he could get that accuracy a little bit. He was spraying that ball around a little bit too much where you're like, man, you got to dial this in a little bit, number 18. But I still think he's special. I mean, I love these young
Second
kids.
year.
I'm super thrilled with him and that team. And 8-3? Are they 8-3? Okay,
Third seed right now. Can they win a home playoff game, Bo?
Oh, they could. I couldn't. I mean, I can't say they won. I guess it depends who they play. It's in the I think it's just right now. Say if San Francisco's that last team, or they're that wild card team. I think that's a tough out for Chicago. And I think
that's a great point. The collection of teams they could run into spans from Green Bay to San Fran to Detroit.
Yeah. So
at money time, those veterans will step up.
Yeah, it's gonna be hard, and they're the new guys right now on the block, so you can't trust them. You can believe in them, but you can't put all your faith in them. You gotta, just like in the AFC, as long as the Chiefs have a chance, you're gonna always think Mahomes, and the Ravens with Lamar Jackson, and obviously Josh Allen and Buffalo. Those teams are the teams that have been there, and they're tried and true. They make the playoffs and win games in the playoffs. And then the opposite side, you got a Super Bowl winner in Hurts, you got a Super Bowl winner in Matthew Stafford, and you got a tough team in Green Bay, and as you mentioned, the Lions and the 49ers and the Seahawks, those are all tough teams. The Bears included. I don't want to, discount them as a quality team amongst all these. And if they win, you can't count the Cowboys out. I wouldn't count the Cowboys out beating the Chicago Bears in a playoff game.
Yeah, no, definitely not. I would certainly not doubt that. But Bo, what did you make of Shedeur Sanders? His first NFL start over the weekend against the Raiders. Only had to throw the ball 20 times, had 209 yards, a touchdown, an interception in a win over the Raiders.
Yeah, I actually watched the condensed version yesterday. I thought he played well for a rookie. We know he got some time, last week when Dylan Gabriel was out, but I think a week preparation, and I think one, you went on the road. It's still a road game, and I know Vegas doesn't really have a home crowd. It's usually actually a home game for the visiting team that's coming because all the fans want to go to Vegas. But I'm not going to say he looked like the next Johnny Unitas by any stretch of the imagination, but I think he showed some poise in there. I thought his mechanics looked okay at times, and it's something to build on. And I think for Cleveland, even with the Dylan and Gabriel playing, and I don't take anything away from Dylan, but, we know the story with Shedeur Sanders, how he was projected to go so high, and then he falls to the 5th round. Cleveland takes him. And then you get rid of Flacco, you get rid of Kenny Pickett, you got Watson there, who knows what's going on there, and you got Gabriel, and then you got Shedeur. You got to see what these guys are, what do they have? Can you build around them? Because, if you're fortunate enough, and you're, next year you go in the draft with all this draft capital, and if you don't have to use a pick on a quarterback, that's just another luxury of you adding another defensive star or adding a superstar receiver that team needs. So I just think for Cleveland, you want to see these guys develop, and hopefully Shedeur can continue this trend. I guess the next question for Kevin Stefanski is, and I don't know if he said this, I haven't seen anything, but when Dylan's ready to come back, is Dylan going to get his job back, or they're going to roll with Shedeur until, they don't feel he's capable, or they feel he's more than capable of, holding down that starting position for Cleveland.
Yeah, definitely. What a fun game it was in Detroit between the Giants and the Lions. On one side, you have Jahmyr Gibbs, who ran for 219 yards, 2 touchdowns. He had a receiving touchdown as well. And then on the other side, Jameis Winston, 366 passing yards, 2 touchdowns, an interception. He added 13 yards with his legs and had a 33-yard reception that turned into a touchdown. What did you make of that game that we needed overtime to find a winner?
Yeah, I mean, saw the highlights of that, but the touchdown with Jameis, the gunner pass to Jameis, and you hear, Jameis caught a touchdown. You just assume, okay, it was he was wide open, nobody was under him, but no, he caught that, and then he had to do some Earl Campbell down the sideline. So I respected the move. I've always had a soft spot for Jameis just because I saw him in his first game ever.
You sure did?
When he was at Florida State, and he was remarkable that
Labor
night.
Day night.
Yeah, I mean, he was just lights out that night, and obviously goes on to, be the number 1 pick and et cetera, et cetera. But yeah, fun game. At the line, I just was shocked. I guess we were talking about all these playoff teams, and but I think each week we just see these teams really get pushed that we usually don't see being pushed to their limits. To think that the Giants had the Lions on the ropes like that, especially with Winston in. You're this guy, but he did it, and it's just that's why going through these games. To me, it's tricky. It's really tricky. I mean, think about the Eagles were up 21-0, and they lose to the Cowboys. I mean, it's unheard of. I mean, it started in week 1. Buffalo and the Ravens. The Ravens give up 22 points in the fourth quarter and lose to the Bills. I mean, I think that just was the tipping point, if you will, that, the season's going to be unpredictable. No lead is safe. And, I don't know how many survivor polls have survived yet. There's some, the Panthers upset a couple weeks ago over somebody, just all these crazy endings. And think about yesterday. I know the Lions, or Sunday, when the Lions pulled that game out, you think about a survivor poll. How many teams, if you had the Giants left, or you had the Lions left, you're like, oh, this is a simple one. I'm not going to sweat this one out today. And then you're sitting there clamoring to the TV, on your knees, praying to the guy above that, the Lions can pull it out. So it's been, to me, it's fun. It's been a brilliant season. It always is. But I just think going forward, the Rams look tough right now. The Eagles, I still believe in. I still believe in the Lions, even though they're not that team. Buffalo's struggling, but I think all those teams, when the time's right, when the playoffs arrives, I think most of these teams are going to be dialed in, and it's just who gets hot, because one of those teams are going to get hot, and then we'll see their brilliance as they kind of make that Super Bowl run.
Do we believe in Denver?
Oh, you know me, I believe in Denver. I picked them to pick. I love Denver. I love Peyton. I love Knicks. I love the defense. And they're winning a tough division. I know that the Chargers have had some setbacks with injuries, and those are critical, and everybody has them. But when you lose, both your tackles, I think, and especially one of them's the best in the league, I think that's a fair enough to be like, hey, okay, we got 2 running backs. We know Hampton and Harris are gone, but they've stayed true. And then you got Mahomes right there. So I think in the Broncos, I believe in totally. I think when we spoke about a month ago, maybe the only team that I really have reservation about is Green Bay. I just don't think they're consistent enough week in, week out to make a playoff run. I think we could see a brilliant Jordan Love led team, say wild card time or first week of playoffs. But I want to trust that team going or having another home game. I just don't. All the other teams I do feel a little bit safe with. New England and Chicago. If the season ended today, we know their seeds, where they would be. It's still hard to say. When it's when the chips are down on the table, is Drake May and this young Patriots team gonna beat some of the teams that we know about that are always the Ravens and the Bills and the Chiefs? Can they do that in a playoff atmosphere? I think that's what that's where I have hesitation, and I'm a little reserved of saying, okay, I think these teams can go all the way. But I definitely have concerns with Green Bay. I don't like their consistency, and but again, I think it was. But you look at 7-4 Lions, 7-4 Packers. You start going through these teams. Last year at this time, I don't even know if the Lions lost yet or the Vikings lost yet. I mean, they were pretty elite.
Yeah, they were. Oh, you look at this 49ers team. I think we talked about this last week, but now that they're getting healthy, getting Brock Purdy back, getting some of these weapons back, it feels like they could be a very dangerous team the rest of the season.
Yeah, I mean, I admire Kyle Shanahan. I think he's one of the best in the league, and the way that they've been able to hold this thing together. We know what an important piece Fred Warner is to that team. Bosa's not there. But for them to, play him, listen, we know last night's win over the Panthers, it's not like they knocked out Muhammad Ali or anything like that, but, it's still a game you got to win. And the Panthers are turning things around, so they're a capable team. But I just like Shanahan's style. And I'm not going to lie. I'm pretty shocked that they're 8-4. I believe they're 8-4. I thought they would have some struggles. I didn't think they would be, 4-7 or anything bad, but like that. But I think for them being 8-4, they totally, outdistanced what I thought they would do. And that's a mistake on my part for me to discount 49ers with Shanahan. And the brilliance of Shanahan is he uses his guys in a way that allowed them to succeed in a system that allows everybody to succeed. And he's not asking. He's not putting that round ball in a square peg. He's putting everybody in a place that they succeed. I mean, look at the brilliance with Mac Jones. And, you think about how many other teams that had to go through that stretch. I don't know, but that's when you have a quarterback-minded guy who can teach the game, can let those guys understand it and execute it at a high level. I think that's what makes Shanahan great, and that's why the 49ers have been relatively one of the better teams that we've seen under his direction. And is it 1 or 2 Super Bowl appearances for him? I know
2.
Yeah.
2. Yeah. So I mean, that's you never want to lose them, but just to say that you got the one and let alone you get the 2. And if Brock Purdy doesn't tear his elbow off against the Eagles and they have us 3 playing backup quarterback, who knows? Maybe they got 3 Super Bowls.
Yeah, definitely could be. You look at these games on Super Bowl Sunday. What do you think about these 3 matchups? Packers, Lions at noon, Chiefs, Cowboys at 3:30, and Bengals, Ravens to end the night.
Well, the best part is, I mean, absent of the Dan Campbell years, maybe a little Wayne Fonts, maybe a little Bobby Ross, a little bit maybe. But just to know that the Lions are on Thanksgiving and they're a powerhouse program, and this showdown. This isn't Aaron Rodgers going into Detroit and just destroying them and the Packers winning 48-10. This should be a fantastic game. So that makes me excited right off the cuff. Then you got to think of the Cowboys and the Chiefs. I'm going to have to talk to the family because we're going to have to get that dinner schedule down because, I need to watch that stuff. And then and then the final one at the night, you wish, maybe Joe Burrow does play. I doubt it, but, if that was the case, a healthy Joe Burrow, and if things played out how we thought they would work, you'd think that probably these 2 teams are both 7-2 or 10-1 or whatnot, the Ravens and the Bengals, and this is a big battle for the NFC North. It's a great big game for the Ravens, and they got to take care of business. But I think it's a great slate of games. But I think I'm most excited about knowing that the Lions are a quality product, and when they go in the Ford Field Thursday, that should be a fantastic NFC North showdown. Should be a fantastic game. Fantastic game.
And let's remember, in the history of the 49ers, Bill Walsh and George Seifert, they did it with Montana and Steve Young, and they won Super Bowls. Kyle Shanahan's been to 2 and lost with Jimmy Garoppolo and Brock Starr.
Yeah, and Brett, think about this too. Remember that was Eddie DeBartolo. That was when you could spend as you wanted, and Eddie was not going to, he was going to pay for everybody to be on that Niners team. So you think about the way the game's changed a little bit in terms of
he had Steve Young just kind of over there in the bullpen.
Yeah, I mean that was. I mean, he loved to win. I mean, he was almost like a Steinbrenner type of the football field. There was money was not going to be an issue.
And Jimmy Johnson had Steve Berline. That was a capable backup to Troy Aikman.
Yeah, I love Steve Berline.
I did too.
I really did. Yeah, and it's funny. It's so funny we brought up Steve Berline today, but. Yeah, but Shanahan's a good coach, and I even marvel at McVay. I mean, to think that what he's doing, he's so brilliant. It's just fun seeing these guys. These
and he knows
young coaches. He should know it. I mean, he's done it well. He's done it well, and they're playing great football. I'm surprised by. We know Baker's been banged up, and they've had their injuries, but I'm not saying the just because Bucky Irvin's out for the Buccaneers, this team, they're not a contender anymore. But this team, I mean, giving up the 40-some to Buffalo and the way that they were beaten the other night by the Rams, I mean, they were never even in that game. I mean, that was just lights out from the get-go. I'm surprised that they're not better. Remember, guys, this wasn't too long ago. We were talking about Baker Mayfield. Could he be MVP? And could this Tampa Bay Buccaneers team be a Super Bowl playoff contending team? And, the first 4 or 5 weeks of the season, they looked like that particular team. Now they look like, the walking wounded, and they're hoping to hang on to a lousy division, in my opinion. And even if they make it, the way that they look now, you're like, all right, you're going to, one and done in the playoffs and, go back to a mediocre division next season, I guess. So very shocked about how kind of that they have fallen from the hot start that they were on.
Yeah, it's hard to believe just over the last couple of weeks how different that Tampa Bay team looks. Well, Bo, as always, thanks so much for joining us. Happy Thanksgiving. Enjoy the holidays, and we'll talk to you again next Tuesday.
Yes, sir. Stay safe, gentlemen. Safe travels to all you folks out there.
Thanks, Bo.
You got it, Bo. Thank you.
Yep.
Bo Marchant joining us to talk the NFL. We do it every single Tuesday afternoon with Bo Marchant. He always keeps us up to date on what's going on around the NFL. Well, we're going to get to a break here in a second, but before we do that, let me remind you about our 5 o'clock sponsor. It's Jaguar Land Rover Bluff City. Jaguar Bluff City has been the premier Jaguar dealership for the greater Memphis area since 1984, and their talented team is ready to help you find your next perfect vehicle at unbeatable rates. Swing by Jaguar Land Rover Bluff City today and check out some of these newer models like the Range Rover Sport, the Range Rover Velar, and the Defender. Test drive the Range Rover Sport, where luxury meets performance. It's a perfect mix of style, performance, and versatility with options ranging from 360 horsepower up to 635. It's also available as a plug-in hybrid electric vehicle with $7,500 federal tax credit when leased with approved credit. Take a look at the Range Rover Velar, powered by mild hybrid technology and enhanced with the latest well-being features and fully connected entertainment system. The Range Rover Velar is the ultimate luxury compact crossover. Purchase yours today and get special 4.4% for 72 months financing available with approved credit. Don't forget about the Defender, available in multiple models to fit your needs. The Defender is built for the modern explorer, and Jaguar Bluff City is offering special interest rates for 60 and 72 months on various models. Give them a call, 877-259-6169. Go online to JaguarBluffCity.com, but head out there, test drive these vehicles. 6335 Wheel Cove, just off of Quince for Bluff City Jaguar. Well, let's get to another break, and when we return, we'll talk about what's trending.
Broadcasting from the Family Leisure Studio, we are Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
Don't pay too much for your next vehicle. Upgrade with Black Friday savings all month long at Landers Ford in Collierville, the #1 Ford dealer in Greater Memphis. New Ford F-150s, $11,850 off MSRP. You heard that right. New Ford F-150, $11,850 off MSRP. Plus low APR financing available. Looking for more? We're paying top dollar for your trade. Bring it to Landers Ford and find out how much yours is worth. Or get started online now with the Landers Easy Pass at LandersFordMemphis.com. The Black Friday savings are big. The best part, the price you see is the price you pay. No hidden addendums. That's the Landers Ford difference. Don't wait. The best new F-150s will sell fast. Landers Ford in Collierville. Remember, if it doesn't say Landers, you paid too much.
As reported on Ford's 2024 total new vehicle retail sales report. Memphis market. APR with approved credit. Example, 2025 Ford F-150 XLT. VIN number 1 FTEW 3KP 9SKD 33353. MSRP $58,090. Ford retail bonus cash $4,250. Landers savings $5,600. Ford package discount $2,000. Sale price $46,240. Price tax, title, license, and $695 processing fee. See dealer for complete details. Offer ends 12/125.
Sometimes life can be challenging. Relationships can be hard. Work can be exhausting. Cold weather can seem to soak into your bones. In those times, there is only one solution: a bar. And not just any bar. What you need is Bell Tavern, Memphis's perfect downtown neighborhood bar. Forget your troubles by settling in at the bar or at a table at Bell Tavern and let the comfortable atmosphere, coupled with the fantastic drinks and friendly staff, wash your worries away. Come to Bell Tavern and meet some friends or make some friends. And remember that all those things out there in the real world are nothing.
Memphis Tigers basketball is heating up, and now's your chance to lock in on all the action at FedEx Forum. Choose from 2 exciting 3-game mini plans. Go with a 3-point play pack featuring tickets to Baylor, North Texas, and Charlotte, or build your own with a 3-game pick'em plan where you select any 3 home games excluding Baylor. Don't miss out. Visit GoTigersGo.com/tickets today and secure your seats. Go Tigers Go!
All 20,000 per year, 25 cents excess mileage, 650 acquisition fee, K4 SE 182,921, MSRP 24,850, Sorrento SG 405, 858, MSRP 34,275, K5 TS 421, 572, MSRP 29,540. Includes all rebates and incentives, PF 895, must finance through KFA, excludes tax title and license with approved credit dealer stock only. See dealer for complete details. Offer valid through 11/30/2025.
Hey Jeff, I heard it was the Kia Season of New Traditions sales event over at Gossett Kia South Mount Moriah.
You heard right, Randy. We're closing the year out with our strong tradition of low pricing. 2025 Kia K4 LXS, $145 a month. $39.95 due at signing. 2025 Kia Sorrento LX, $172 per month. $49.95 due at signing. And a 2026 Kia K5 LXS, $192 a month. $39.95 due at signing, and all 24-month lease.
And they're all equipped with Kia's 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain limited warranty.
You can't beat that. So whether you live in Horn Lake, South Haven, Olive Branch, or Memphis, you'll be happy at Gossett Kia on Mount Moriah.
That's Gossett Kia, 2680 Mount Moriah, or online, KiaMountMoriah.com.
At Jason's Deli, when you're dining in or picking up curbside, you can expect wholesome food and no surprises, just delicious sandwiches, crisp salads, and quick quality meals made with the freshest ingredients and no artificial trans fats, MSG, high fructose corn syrup, or artificial colors and dyes. Around here, a lot of thought goes into what we put into our food and what we take out of it, because you're not just taking a bite, you're getting a taste of who we are. New items are constantly being created to expand our menu for all tastes and special diets with vegan and gluten-free options available. Convenience and on-time delivery you can count on. It's just a click away at jasonsdeli.com, so whether you need to feed 5 people or 5,000, the team at Jason's Deli, they have the credentials and the commitment to keep you satisfied. Freshness is nearby at Jason's Deli with locations at Ridgeway in the Park Place Center, Poplar and Highland, Germantown Road in Cordova, and on Goodman Road in Olive Branch. Jason's Deli. It's wholesome food and no surprises.
Ole Miss Rebel Yell is back. The Rebel Yell Hotline Radio Show is back on WHBQ Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. Every Monday night at 6, hear the latest news on your Ole Miss Rebels with Yancey Porter with 24/7 Sports, former Ole Miss defensive tackle Mike Fitzsimmons, Gordon Ford covering SEC Sports Call, and former Ole Miss baseball announcer Gary Darby. From kickoff to free throw to extra innings, your Ole Miss Sports on the Rebel Yell Hotline Show. Right here Monday night at 6 on Sports 56, 560 AM and 98.5 FM. Your Mid-South Sports Station.
This traffic report is brought to you by Millington Weight Loss. For more information, call 901-436-0272.
Sports 56 traffic.
Good afternoon. A little heavier traffic volume 40 east up by Sycamore View Road. All that traffic making its way out towards Fayette County. It's a steady flow of traffic right now coming off 240 onto 385 Bill Morris Parkway headed outbound out towards Collierville. Hey, Weimer's Jewelry is your full-service, family-owned jewelry store right here in Memphis. Check them out this holiday season, 7525 Highway 64. That's Weimer's Jewelry. I'm Commander Chuck with your on-time traffic.
Now, back to Sports Time on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. This hour brought to you by Jaguar Land Rover Bluff City. Here once again are Brett Norsworthy and Bryant Dacus.
Here comes the hero man. Says he's a people man. Here comes the
Welcome back into Sports Time. Bryant and Brett with you as we got about 30 minutes left in today's show. We got to talk about what's trending and a couple things trending right now, but we got a status update, status report for the Grizzlies for tomorrow night's game for them against the Pelicans. And Zach Edey listed as questionable with a migraine.
So that's what afflicts him. It was not a hit.
It was a migraine, which, hey, migraine,
good,
nothing to play around with.
No.
So I don't blame him.
I never had one.
No, I haven't either, but I've
Had
known a
some
lot of people.
bad hangovers, but never a migraine.
Yeah, I know a lot of people that have pretty frequent migraines. And
I do too.
It doesn't sound like it's fun.
And really have suffered from it, and I'm lucky. That's about the only thing medical I haven't had. Boy, I don't need to challenge my luck too much on it.
No. Don't go wishing for anything. Definitely don't do anything like that. But
As you know, I'm doing this show shoeless.
That's right. Yes, you held up your shoe for me earlier to show me to give me proof that you were doing the show.
Too much pain with it on.
Yeah, it's.
Don't you like the description of the Sonny Gray trade with this ESPN headline?
Okay.
Red Sox acquire durable gray in trade with Cards.
Okay.
Not game one of the World Series starter.
Love that.
Not ace.
Hey, you know.
Not just little Sonny Gray, just kind of out there.
Hey, you know. There's a page on Twitter, and I forget what it's called, but I'll see it. I don't think I follow it, but I'll see it from time to time pop up on my feed, and it grades all of the trades. And so it was very popular around trade deadline. It would grade all, and it would say if it was an underpay or an overpay by a specific team. They said that this was a major overpay by the Boston Red Sox, that Sonny Gray was not worth the two prospects they gave up. So I think that says a lot about Sonny Gray.
Hope we're off and cooking with Heim Bloom then.
Yeah, I mean, I hope so, because I'll be honest, I was familiar with Fitz. Did not know there was another Brandon Clark on planet Earth that plays Major League Baseball, or I guess minor league baseball. So that was
I've got 0 on both.
Yeah, I don't have much on either. I've heard the name.
Did Sonny Gray did he ever go to the mound in a critical? Well, we need a good lockdown Sonny Gray night tonight as a Cardinal.
No, I was about to say as a Cardinal.
Isn't that a shame?
Yeah, no, it really is. But Brett, that's kind of been the story for a lot of these big time players that the Cardinals have brought in over the last couple of years.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
the Cardinals haven't been in any
exactly
big time
right.
games.
I mean, Goldschmidt, Arenado.
Goldschmidt was MVP.
That's right, but you know, how many big moments did he have in a game for the Cardinals? Because that Cardinals team wasn't doing anything.
In that big game, you're right.
Yeah,
but
I mean, you know,
to be most valuable player, that's quite an accomplishment.
We building a statue for him in St. Louis?
No.
All right, then. No. I mean.
But he'll be a Cardinal Hall of Famer someday, won't he? But now that you say that, golly, I'm backing up.
I mean, I think he probably.
I loved Arenado, loved his defense, loved how hard he played, but.
Where was that?
Yeah.
Where were those big moments? I mean, these guys just haven't had them, and it's nothing on them. It's more on the team itself. I mean, this team just has been nothing the last couple
Paul Goldschmidt's biggest moment may have been the grand slam in the bottom of the 10th for me seeing the Cardinals beat the Blue Jays a few years ago.
There you go. That's a good moment.
That's pretty good.
Throw that up there. I'll give you that. Yeah.
But no statue for maybe a Brett Hall of Fame.
That's a great idea.
That's what we need. That's what we need next summer. July radio.
No kidding.
Brett and Bryant's Cardinals Hall of
That's
Fame.
right. I absolutely need that. Yeah.
And the ones in the other place like Kip Wells.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. It's just,
and who was the pitcher that would drive me crazy anytime he'd pitch last year? I can't even remember.
I don't remember. For who? For the Cardinals?
For the Cardinals.
Oh, I don't remember.
Every time he'd come in, I just want to take the knobs off the TV.
There were a couple on that roster.
Yeah, been too much of that.
Well, it really has been.
But the Cardinals are starting over.
Yeah, no, it's a full
I think we have to brace ourselves the next 2 years of maybe losing 100 games.
I wouldn't be surprised. I would not be surprised at all.
Might be what's best.
Yeah, I mean, it really could be. It really could.
For the long plan.
Yeah, which, hey, if there's a plan laid out, then I'm all for it.
I'm not playing many long games these days.
Well,
I kind of want it right now.
Yeah, I mean, that's fair. But Richard Fitz last year, 11 appearances, 10 starts for the Red Sox, 2-4 and a 5 ERA. Young guy though, so certainly has time to.
Let's hope his best baseball's ahead.
I think it is. I'm gonna hope that Richard Fitz has.
Let's all gather around and root for the best.
From Helena, Alabama. How about that?
Look out!
Helena.
Salute.
And an Auburn Tiger.
All right.
How about that? So I got some SEC ties in there. That's all I got on Richard Fitz. I've used all my Richard Fitz knowledge.
First of all, the rapidly played Monday Night Football game last night.
Okay.
It was halftime.
It was.
Wait, what'd y'all do with the second quarter?
Oh,
and then the end of the game, almost the same thing. And then the theatrics after the game was over between former Tennessee player Juwan Jennings and the Panther safety, Trevon Moehrig, and the really cheap shot he delivered.
No, I missed that. I flipped over to the UNLV game. No,
you pronounced you pronounced Helena, Alabama, as I would have.
Yeah,
like Helena, Arkansas.
I'm sure it's not. When I read it, I'm like, I'm sure this is not how it's pronounced.
Corrected Helena, as new Memphis weathermen always get Helena, Arkansas.
All right. Wow. How about that? So be careful with the Helenas and Helenas.
Yeah.
How about that? Just go
But
for it.
Trayvon Moehrig, I mean, he went down low, below the equator on Juwan Jennings.
Did he? Oh,
yeah.
man.
And it did not go over well, as it usually does.
No, yeah. Usually you throw a shot like that, and
Yeah.
it's not going to go over well.
And he landed it, too.
Yeah, well.
I mean,
I
down
guess,
in a heap.
I guess good for him to land it, but
Well,
yeah, it
you're
doesn't.
going to cost him some cash in a game.
That was one thing. Not talking about Juwan Jennings, which Juwan Jennings, a couple weeks ago on Sunday Night Football when they were doing player introductions, I believe said Germantown High School in his player introduction. So he started at Germantown High School as a freshman.
Never knew that.
Because David Cobb he wrote about the whole story of him started at Germantown as a freshman and then moved up to the Murfreesboro area, I believe, and then ended up at Tennessee. But he was I think started as a freshman for Germantown, played basketball for them as well. But last night, a couple of times, they went around and showed all the injured 49ers, still injured 49ers, on the sidelines, in the boxes.
It's a team picture.
Man, it is not a good sight to see all those guys still out. But I think getting some of those guys back offensively really going to help them. And maybe not make the run of getting back to the Super Bowl or getting back to the conference finals. Could, but I do think this team, they can stay healthy the rest of the way with some of these guys that they got back. I think they can make some noise.
Mac Jones, any success they have, he's the quarterback in the playoffs to do it.
Ooh, really?
That's bold.
That's. I was about to say, are we doing? Is it time? Have we jumped into to overreactions and proper reactions?
Brock Starr does not exude confidence anymore.
He doesn't, and I mean,
and he's so baby faced, and he can't help that.
No, he can't. But last night I know still coming back from.
He doesn't look like he belongs, does he?
Yeah, but I mean, it's just.
All right, Brian, help me with the all-state playoff predictor. Here are the SEC teams.
Come on.
And, of course, there would be teams in between some of these, but this is just from the SEC. A&M and Georgia, 99%. No problem? Everybody agree?
I think that's easy.
Ole Miss at 82, 4% ahead of Oklahoma, and they won at Norman.
Sure, yeah.
Alabama at 61%. Same number of losses as OU. Mm-hmm. Remember, Ole Miss has one less loss than OU. Alabama at 61%, so 17 percentage points behind Oklahoma.
Okay.
And Oklahoma beat them. Okay. Fine.
Yeah.
Bama, 61%, 40 ahead of Vanderbilt that they beat.
Yeah.
Why we have a 40 spread, a 17 spread over head-to-head, and then just 4 with one less loss? What's going on, all-state playoff predictor?
Yeah, that's a good question. I don't know what goes into the all-star or all-state playoff prediction
and no, head-to-head is not everything. It's a resume.
Sure.
I know it's a body of work, but when you get down in the scales of justice really don't sway decidedly one way, then let's go to, did they play?
Sure.
Yes. Where did they play? At Norman. Mm-hmm. Who won?
Yeah. Ole Miss did.
Is that difficult? Now,
No.
Brand, when they release that bracket, it's going to be a TV show, eyeballs. There's no doubt. Oklahoma's prowess up against almost anyone in that.
Yeah. No, it definitely is. And so, I mean, it's a good question. I mean, it's interesting because you got a common loss between Oklahoma and Vanderbilt in there with Texas, and you see the big spread there. Now make the Oklahoma beat Alabama. That other loss for Vanderbilt is Alabama, but yeah, that is interesting to see kind of how big that spread is there with all those teams.
I've heard this from a national commentator about it. That it was, and I don't know if this person was there or not. I'm certain I looked at the seating chart that day in the press box, and this person was not there. Now, his affiliation may have been credentialed, and he went in that, and the name not listed. They usually don't do it that way, like for, the Athletic, they'll put down Ralph Russo. Okay, so he may have been, but I didn't see him. And I usually keep a pretty close eye on who's around.
Sure.
For this reason. heard him say, well, it was early and kind of a sleepy atmosphere in a rainy Norman that day.
Huh. Yeah, I can't get behind that. That's not a good defense at all.
Don't remember many people, and I sure was not among them, with that defense of Ole Miss losing at home as a 16-point favorite in an 11 o'clock game last year to Kentucky.
No,
it was a loss.
It was.
The worst SEC loss in school history, as I described it then and now.
Yeah. Now, I mean, look, if you want to give credit, I think deservingly to Oklahoma, and you look at, if you just want to look at them on paper and say, hey, they've beaten 3 straight top 25 teams, 2 on the road at the time they played them, then sure, I think that's a great argument.
And it's why we play the games. All the whining and the perceived real or not conspiracy go in. I know it's time to gobble up the savings at All-Star Chevrolet in Olive Branch. You can do it tomorrow. You can do it on Friday. All-Star Chevy right there in Olive Branch. Thankful for all their customers and all of our listeners. We thank them so much. Red tags for 0 interest financing now on every new Silverado and Equinox. Your good credit deserves it, and you'll get it at All-Star. All new Chevy, Colorados, and Equinoxes in stock right now. Just $100 over invoice. Gobble up those savings and be in what you really want to drive for Thanksgiving and into Christmas and to start 2026. If you're military, first responder, law enforcement, $500 bonus back just like that. Olive Branch, where all the new Chevys are, and where all the barely driven certified pre-owned Chevys are. Every pre-owned you could want right there at All-Star. If you got any vehicle you want to sell, bring it to All-Star. You'll get the most money back for it, whether you bought it there or not. Don't miss the Gobble Up the Savings sale right now in Olive Branch at All-Star Chevrolet. And you can always go to allstarautogroup.com.
Well, let's get to our final break of the day. When we return, we'll wrap up today's show with Moe's and Humdinger's Crunch Time.
Add a little fun to your lunch break. Join Johnny Radio for Sports 56 Happy Hour from 11 to 1 every weekday on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
I'm Gary York. I'm the service director at Lexus of Memphis. Our service department wants to be more than just a place where you get your oil changed. We do glass repair, windshield replacement, recalibration of your camera and sonar systems, even wheel repair, tire replacement, all the things you would expect from a luxury automotive dealer. Please check out our website. You can schedule your appointment, check out our specials, hours of operation, or if you'd like to do it in person, please reach out to one of our associates at 901-271-5199.
My name is Whitney Allen. I am a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought in a million years we'd have to use life insurance. The unexpected happened. With Ethos, it is so fast and easy. It's 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage, no medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage through Ethos.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/beat. That's ethos.com/beat.
Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Kohl's Black Friday deals are here. Grab your coffee and put on your sneakers because it's go time. Through Saturday, save up to 50% on everything from toys to beauty faves, winter styles, and more. Plus, earn $15 Kohl's Cash for every $50 spent. Yep, that's extra Kohl's Cash. So run, don't walk. Just hold on tight to that coffee. Select styles, some exclusions apply. Coupons and Kohl's Cash do not apply to Sephora. Offers end November 29th. See store or Kohls.com for details.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have made it to the Brr months, and that means even more savings at Family Leisure. Why is this time of the year the best time of the year to shop at Family Leisure? Because Family Leisure has new stuff coming, so they need to make room. Need a cover for your hot tub? How convenient. Family Leisure has them starting at just $249. Need new spa steps or a cover lift? Family Leisure has those as well, starting at just $99. Let's say you don't have a hot tub or you want a new one. Pick yours right now, starting at $24.99. Get your laps in with a swim spa, and prices start at under $15,000. In-stock patio furniture, that's up to 50% off. Plus, if you need special financing, Family Leisure's got you covered. One final thing. Tell the folks at Family Leisure you heard this radio commercial. You get a free gift with a hot tub purchase. Family Leisure, Whitten Road at I-40, where family and fun come together.
Uncorn flavor, Corky's barbecue. We're cooking it up, down home way.
Hey y'all, Jimmy Stovall here with Corky's Barbecue. Catering is our specialty. Memphians have trusted Corky's to cater their events for 40 years because we make it easy for you and delicious for your guests. Whether it's 50 people or a crowd of thousands, our experienced team comes to your location, sets up, serves, and ensures everyone enjoys a Corky's all-you-can-eat barbecue buffet starting at only $7.99 per person. You can't beat it. With 40 years of experience, it's easy to see why customers choose Corky's time and time again for all of their catering needs. Visit Corky'sBBQ.com to book us for your next party.
Encore flavor, Corky's barbecue.
Don't pay too much for your next vehicle. Upgrade with Black Friday savings all month long at Landers Ford in Collierville, the #1 Ford dealer in Greater Memphis. New Ford F-150s, $11,850 off MSRP. You heard that right. New Ford F-150, $11,850 off MSRP. Plus low APR financing available. Looking for more? We're paying top dollar for your trade. Bring it to Landers Ford and find out how much yours is worth. Or get started online now with the Landers Easy Pass at LandersFordMemphis.com. The Black Friday savings are big. The best part, the price you see is the price you pay. No hidden addendums. That's the Landers Ford difference. Don't wait. The best new F-150s will sell fast. Landers Ford in Collierville. Remember, if it doesn't say Landers, you paid too much.
As reported on Ford's 2024 total new vehicle retail sales report, Memphis Market, APR with approved credit. Example, 2025 Ford F-150 XLT, VIN number 1FTEW 3KP9SKD 33353, MSRP 58,090, Ford retail bonus cash 4250, Lender savings 5600, Ford package discount 2000, sale price 46,240, price tax, title license and 695 processing fee. See dealer for complete details. Offer ends 12/125.
Crunch Time is brought to you by Humdinger's Taco Tuesday. Enjoy crunchy slaw, grilled fish, and chicken, and the best taco sauce in town. $2 tacos all day. The best deal in town.
Now, back to Sports Time on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. This hour brought to you by Jaguar Land Rover Bluff City. Here once again are Brett Norsworthy and Bryant Dacus.
Say you stand by your man. Tell me something I don't understand.
This is pretty cool, and we're just getting started.
Spanning the globe.
Go crazy, folks! Go crazy! This game has always been called the world's greatest cocktail party. Do you know what is going to happen here tonight?
This is for all the biggest Crunch Time. You are looking live. In your life have you seen anything like that?
Crunch time between the hedges.
The ball game is over, and Memphis has its first win in 16 tries. Its first win ever against its fierce in-state rival Tennessee.
Goodbye! It's obviously Crunch Time.
Hammer, nail, coffin, this baby is over.
Crunch Time is brought to you by Humdinger's Taco Tuesday. Enjoy crunchy slaw, grilled fish and chicken, and the best taco sauce in town. $2 tacos all day. It's the best deal in town. Well, Brett, what I learned today, the news came out really right when we started the show, about 3:30 or so. Eric Morris, the head coach of North Texas, a North Texas team that currently sits 10-1, has a shot if they can get into the conference championship game and win it to go to the college football playoffs. Eric Morris has accepted the job to be the next Oklahoma State head coach. That's according to Pete Thamel over at ESPN. Now, a little interesting with the terms, the alleged terms of this agreement. Eric Morris will stay with North Texas and will coach for them in a conference championship and a playoff run if North Texas gets there. But after that, he'll go off to Oklahoma State, a team that we really haven't talked about much in this coaching carousel cycle. But I think they go out and get a really nice coach to bring in, a guy that you look at that offense this past year at North Texas. They have looked really good, and they got a freshman quarterback. I'm sure Oklahoma State boosters are trying to get that pot right to have him come along with his head coach.
And that pot can get right at Oklahoma State with the right coach, and it did for a long time with Mike Gundy, but that played out. But I learned since 1991, when the Egg Bowl has been played in Starkville, State owns a 10-7 record. Wow. Get ready for a close one on Friday. Lane Kiffin, he's 4-1 against State. It's been by a total of 39 points, so 4 wins by 39, about 10 a game, but they've all been much closer than that.
No, they absolutely have, and we could get a really fun one on Friday. Well, Brett, what I could have done we've gone this entire show without bringing up our guy, Joey Brackets, and his bracketology that he released this morning. I forgot to text you about it when I was reading it. It's because I was so sad reading it, because we talked last week about our friend David Cobb and CBS Sports' bracketology. Did not have the Memphis Tigers in there, only had one team out of the American. It was South Florida, and today Joe Brackets, he followed David Cobb's lead.
When you lose brackets, you've lost the country.
I mean, you really have. And so only one American team.
Cronkite during Watergate.
No, it really is. One team from the American, and it's South Florida, according to Joe Lunardi.
I feel like the Tigers are getting ready to play their best basketball so far this year, starting tomorrow night against SIU. What I could have done without, it's coming up in about 10 minutes, watching the incompetent Hunter Yurachek preside over the college football playoff committee. I can't resist. I'm going to watch. It's going to drive me crazy. Someone please tell me how he knows what a good team looks like. Well, how would he know?
Yeah, it's a good question, and we'll see what type of explanations he gives tonight when we see that top 25 and the brackets. Where are you beaming tonight?
Well, last week night for Maction until early next November. UMass trying to stay imperfect, but what about Western Michigan against Eastern Michigan tonight?
Why not? I like a battle of the Michigans, the directional Michigans. Why not? That'll be fun. But man, I cannot not beam to this Michigan and Auburn game later tonight. We talked about the top 25 matchups in Vegas.
Two good fight songs there, too.
That is two good fight songs. We're trying to find good fight songs after whatever we had a couple weeks ago on a Fight Song Friday.
You had Georgia Tech last week.
No, we had two good ones this past Friday. But, we got a good game right now with top 25 teams with Tennessee and Houston right now. Houston with a 7-point lead. And then later tonight, that Michigan-Auburn game should be a lot of fun.
Man, tonight we'll watch it all from Around Sports. Group play in the NBA. That means crazy court night, doesn't it?
It sure does.
Atlanta at Washington, Orlando at Philly, and the Clippers, Lakers late at Crypto. Temple and Princeton with another chance for the American to wreck its non-conference profile after Rice lost to who did they lose to? Kennesaw State yesterday.
Yeah, that's right. That was a good game. Game went to overtime.
Undefeated Rebels, undefeated Hawkeyes, first time ever tonight.
Fun game. That'll be a really, really fun game. Ben McCollum in his first year over at Iowa. Ton to watch. You can listen to that Ole Miss Iowa game right here on Sports 56. We'll have that pregame show starting at 8 o'clock for that 8:30 tip-off. But a lot of fun, a lot of good games to watch. Enjoy all the action, and we'll talk to you again tomorrow afternoon.
Are you ready for what's next, Mid-South? We got it going on at Gossett Mitsubishi's new location, 1956 Covington Pike. So get out here and take your pick.